Top 10 Risks in Retirement. Sunday night at 6 on WJR.
This is the 34th Annual Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund on News Talk 760 WJR. With 3 ways to donate now. Visit salmish.org, text BREAD to 24365, or call 833-SAL-HOPE and help keep the bed and bread trucks rolling. Now with more, here's Guy Gordon.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday. As Emerald Lagasse used to say, let's kick it up a notch because we've got some work to do. $521,508. That's how much we need to raise between now and when the clock strikes 7 p.m. And we know you want to keep those bed and bread trucks rolling. And this hour, the match is brought to you by the man who started it all 34 short years ago, the young but a friend of many years, Dick Purtan. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Guy. Nice to see you. This is really kind of almost like seeing you last year when we sat side by side.
Well, and for our friends, you can listen on News Talk 760 WJR, but if you want to join us and watch us as we do this, you can do that on WJR.com. Just for those of you that are watching, I'm the very pasty white guy. Dick is the tan and handsome man wearing the headset with the mustache.
No, take out the handsome and also the tan because I am swarthy is what I am.
Well, you look healthy and rested and wonderful, and we're happy that you're here. And can you believe how this thing has continued to grow 34 years after you started it?
I got recently married, too, and my stomach has continued to grow. But that, I guess, is part of the deal. Anyway, this has been an amazing thing. It started at, 1988, I believe it was, and it was just on a whim of celebrating 5 years at one of my number of radio stations that I worked at through the years. And I asked the guys, what's your favorite charity? They all said the Salvation Army. I said, hey, me too. So I called Gene Taylor. I said, Gene, come on over and call whoever the head of the Army is at the time. Clarence Harvey was his name.
Yeah.
And he met with Clarence, and then I met with Clarence and Gene, and we talked this thing about. And these bed and bread clubs, the Salvation Army had some of them around the country, but the one thing they did not have, which has been tremendously significant, was the trucks. And there was no neighborhood delivery type of thing such as we have. We're the only city to this very day, 34 years later, that has the bed and bread trucks that go to people's neighborhoods. I think they travel at an average of 51 miles a day, something like that. 3,600 meals and 300 shelters, and all the different Salvation Army shelters. The last I looked, I think it was 19 different shelters. But so they're all over the place. In other words, it's a wonderful cause. We all want to make a difference in our lives, and this is an opportunity for you folks to do just that.
Well, you know what the Doobie Brothers used to have a song called "Taking It to the Streets," and that's exactly what the Salvation Army's been doing with the bed and bread trucks. You're taking the food to where the need is and where the hope is also needed, and that's what we're doing. That's why we want you to call 833-SAL-HOPE. That's 833-SAL-HOPE, or go to salmish.org, or if you want to text, and I know that your thumbs are dying to go to work on this, you text the word bread to 24365. And you brought up the fact, Mr. Purtan, that you are a newlywed.
I did bring that up, didn't I? Yeah, I was talking to Beckman the other day, or maybe with Guy when we did the interview. One of you said, kind of right up the top, newlywed, and I hadn't expected that. But yes, in fact, there were a number of ways that I didn't expect it. But actually, I kid because my new bride is standing right over here, so I better be careful. That's Donna, and Donna brought a little surprise in for us, and I hope we've got either if we don't have a picture of the surprise. I can hold up the surprise.
By all means.
Either physically or, here, okay. Now, I hope you guys can see this.
Oh, that's adorable. A fuzzy little friend for you.
Yeah, very fuzzy. Her name is Winnie, and named after Winston Churchill, a hero of mine. I'm sure you're too, Guy, and half the Western world, if not more. And she's a real sweetheart. She's about 8 months old now. And I hope it's not getting in the way of my what do they call this light? Ring light that's illuminated me, which we have up because of the sunshine in the background. I guess
see.
We could have pulled the drapes, I suppose.
For a guy in radio, you've learned a lot about television and lighting here. I've got a feeling that may be due to the other women that are joining us, in addition to Donna, and that is Joanne Purtan, Jackie Purtan, and Jill Purtan. I think we've got Joanne hooked up by phone, who is an old co-anchor of mine. We have hosted auto shows, dream cruises, and explosions of large buildings. Hello, Joanne.
Oh, Guy, you had to bring up the Hudson's building. My dad still thinks that if I get frequent upper respiratory problems, it's because of the air I breathed in from the Hudson building when it imploded.
I will hold up my inhaler to you, Joanne, to prove that I know I'm using that because I'm still coughing up pieces of Hudson's.
Well, I'm going to be surprised. I was standing on the top of the music hall, I believe, because we happened to have a show there that night at the radio station. And so we went up top to see you guys, the blow up of the Hudson's building. And as you know, you tell the story, I guess, Joanne, Guy, what happened to the wind?
Oh, it just turned, and the cloud just came at us, and we're putting paper in front of our mouths. Guy, like that was going to do anything. Do you remember?
What are you
doing?
we looked like one of those science fiction monsters that is just gray and covered in paste. Yeah, that was but it was so funny because the city told us you don't have to worry, you're out of the blast zone. And I'm not sure the wind would have mattered. We were definitely in the blast zone, and I think to this day that they knew it, and they thought we'll show those media guys, we'll have a little fun with them. But I know Joanne, you've been growing up, as your sisters have, watching your dad's work with the Salvation Army, and I know it's a great source of pride, and as well as the Dick and Gail Purtan Family Foundation, which is, you've got an announcement about the match. Purtan's
Dad, I'll let you take the announcement for sure, but yes, I just want to say quickly about the reason we are here today, and raising money for the Salvation Army is just such an amazing cause. It was so great to grow up and to watch Dad take this cause on, and year after year start with, Dad, I don't know, 13,000 or something you raised the first year.
It was 15,000.
And I'm sorry, 15, and what ended up over 2 million at one point. I mean, the millions of dollars that have been raised through the years started because of you and what you did and all the work you and Big Al and Jackie, who I believe is right there now too, and everything. Right. And everyone over the years, it's just been tremendous, and it has been just such a point of pride for all of us really for your amazing heartfelt involvement.
What the listeners did. I mean, we just opened the mics and said, here's the cause, and everybody said, wow, pretty good cause. And so the first year, 15 minutes. No, 15. What were we on? 15 hours. No, 5. What the heck was the first thing? It was very short, 4 hours. That's it. It was 4 hours. And we did $15,000. Yeah, that's where that 15 came in.
Well, we're going to be on 3, and we need to do $500,000.
I know
we are definitely going to have to find a new gear, but we know we can do it with the help of the WJR family of listeners, and because they always come through for us. And we're going to be continuing this conversation, having some fun, but most importantly, raising money. And please, please help us with that. Salmish.org, or text BREAD, the word BREAD, to 24365. Or call 833-725-4673. That's 833-SAL-HOPE. We'll be back with more on the 31st Annual Bed and Bread Club Radiothon with Dick Purtan and his family of thousands next.
Yes.
On WJR News Talk 760. Stay with us.
WJR Traffic First, sponsored by EJH Construction. Brutally cold temperatures can be a nightmare for home and business owners. If you have frozen, bursting pipes causing water damage to your floors, walls, or ceilings, call EJH first. EJH provides 24/7 emergency response. Visit EJHconstruction.com today. That's EJHconstruction.com. In Wayne County, an accident on 94 eastbound just before 75 that had you stop and go from Warren Avenue. And in Macomb County, an accident on M53 northbound before 23 Mile that has you at a stop and go from 59. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
Well, it was cold last night. We got down in the teens last night. It will not be as cold for tonight. 40 degrees our high this afternoon with some sunshine to enjoy, and 31 tonight. Those numbers above average. Another little round of rain possible early Saturday morning, high Saturday 48, and showers possible Sunday up to 53. I'm meteorologist Scott Laurie. More on News Talk 760 WJR.
Ed Wynn stopped by the Bed and Bread Club truck on Gratiot and Rochelle on his way to pick up his 3 kids from school. You got a favorite here on the Bed and Bread truck?
I like the soup, man. It's pretty cool today. I like it good. It's all right.
What else do you like?
They look out for the kids and stuff, so, I like how they do it in the community, and it's pretty great.
You got kids?
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
So they got something for them too, right?
Yeah, they got them some nice, what they get them today? Some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. See, they look out for the kids, man. You can't go wrong with PB&J. Salvation Army do it, man.
They do it. Right now, we got people listening live to you, and everybody that wants to donate. What do you tell them?
Hey, man, keep up the cause, man. Keep donating, man. The Salvation Army really do keep up the neighborhood and look out. Y'all have a great day, man.
Take care of the kids.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Text BREAD to 24365. Visit salmish.org or call 833-SAL-HOPE and join the club that's here for good, the Salvation Army
Could
Bed
you
and
have
Bread Club.
Jackie connect real quick?
Can I have what?
Jackie.
Rick Edelman, award-winning radio host
you
and
have
founder
your
of
daughter-
Edelman Financial Engines, takes
you have your
questions
daughter
on his
connect?
radio show.
Yeah, here,
Let's
Jackie.
hear his answer on long-term care.
Hi, Rick. I'm worried
Hello?
about the cost of long-term care. Should I get
You're wondering if
You're
you could
smart to
connect
ask.
to your machine.
No, I didn't.
If what?
If you could connect to your machine, because we're going to add. Oh, go ahead.
I'm trying. I can't get my machine. Will not get on the internet. Now it says. Is it on? Okay, hang on. We're working to get me on the internet.
Okay, cool.
I was on. It was working great. And then
Right,
it dropped right before.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
This was yours.
So, guys, here we have Kim Stein and Mark Ridley. Kim already called in to check her phone line, so we're just waiting for them to call back. And once they are there, I will let you know. WJR?
And Rick, or visit rickedelman.com.
WJR celebrates Black History Month, sponsored by General Motors.
When the great Aretha Franklin recorded Respect, it became more than just one of the greatest songs of all time. The song took on.
Kim is there.
Okay, I just lost our live feed.
Yeah, we took it out so that I could talk with you.
Oh, okay, fine.
It'll
I
come
didn't
back. We
realize
take it
that.
out during the commercials.
Got it, fine.
We've got a minute and a half till we're coming back, so please mention the match when we come back.
Right. Yep. The match.
Did you already talk to Joanne?
Huh?
You already talked to Joanne?
She's up there. We need Jill and you to come over here.
Okay, Jill, come on down. Well, we'll just have to sing, I guess.
That video I showed you of the,
Say again.
the Red Scar Guys video I showed you the other night, I can't find it on my phone anywhere.
Well, it's not live.
I know, but it would have been fun to have.
So we'll really ham it up, Jill.
Except it's a little long to play.
Yeah.
Already.
My other. Thank you. Okay.
So if you'll have the dog so I can hold her, or you bring her in. Oh, you're here. You don't want that.
There's gonna be in here.
Oh, if you don't want to be on, but if you do,
Coming back in
just
30
take those out.
And I think Mark's calling right now.
They said it would be fixed once I had
I
the.
didn't realize you had those
Yeah,
on.
you sound
Let me
fine.
see.
Where's
You all
the
sound
dog?
fine.
Well, just bring her- have somebody bring her over here. Mark can do it if he wants.
She's heavy.
Yeah.
Can you hear now?
Hmm?
Can you hear them talking?
Yes, I can.
Okay, because I can't.
Are you ready for it now?
Mark is there.
And Bread Club Radiothon on WJR, presented
I'll let you
by
know.
the Motor Company Fund. $120 feeds 10 people for an entire month. To donate what you can, call 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365. Once again, here's Guy.
And thanks to the generosity of the Purtan family, we have a wonderful match that we want you to take advantage of this hour. $34,000 is what Dick and his family, his family foundation, has given to the Salvation Army, and he will match every dollar 1-to-1 that you donate now by going to 833-SAL-HOPE selmish.org, or by texting bread to 24365. And Dick, we so appreciate the generosity, but $1,000 for every year that you've been involved with this fine project.
So that's how it works. Okay, yeah.
You were wondering why that check was so large.
I did wonder why it was a little even instead of odd. Maybe that's next year. Who knows? But anyway, yeah. So I hope that people will realize that they're going to double their money if they pledge, let's say, $10. $10 a month, $120 feeding 5 people for a whole week. So it's kind of a neat deal. So this is the time to call. And again, Guy gave me the number, which is 833-SELL-HOPE, or that translates to 833-725-4673. Who are those good-looking people? I'm just looking to the screen.
That's your check. I didn't know that your checkbook was quite that large, but I guess it's a good thing. They're holding a giant foam core check showing the delightful donation that you've made to the Bed and Bread Club. And we should point out that this is a family affair. Jackie Purtan, a former colleague of mine, joining us on our chat as well. Hey, Jackie.
Yep.
How are you?
I am on top of the world. This is the most fun I'll have all year. So
I think that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It is a good thing.
Better than last year.
We're helping folks out. You obviously you were just a youngster when Dad started this.
I was 2 in 1988.
Even on Facebook, I can see your nose grow.
What'd you say?
Even on Facebook, I can see your nose grow. That's amazing. This is what a great Zoom chat this is.
Oh, well, believe it or not, my older sister Jennifer and I were on the very first Radiothon. We went in and came in and we did some crazy voice that we were doing at the time on the show. And I think the O'Malley sisters is what we were.
Yeah.
I don't think we can do that now, yes. But anyway, so we did that. And yeah. And I was just telling Dan the other day, it's been 20 years that we've been doing this together, just not the Radiothon, just working together at all. So
let's bring another special guest who certainly appreciates comedy more than the average human, and that's Mark Ridley, the proprietor and the impresario of Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hello. How are you, gentlemen?
Hello.
Guy.
Good to have you with us. And Kim Stein joins us as well, the Senior Vice President of the Michigan Financial Companies, who normally would be sponsoring the Comedy for a Cause event, which has raised $200,000 since 2012. And Mark and Kim have been great partners with the Salvation Army. Of course, because of this virus that we haven't been able to hold events like those, but we look forward to the days when we can, Mark. How is life with the castle? I guess for the most part been dark.
Well, we're back to 25% capacity. This is our 3rd weekend, and we charge a nominal entrance fee, but an exorbitant exit fee. So I'm making it up. So one way or the other. But people are coming out, and they're laughing again, and they're grateful for the laughter. And of course, we want to get back to full capacity, but we're staying safe as we're supposed to do.
So that's wonderful. It's not only a comedy club, you now have a locked room game going on as well, then, basically, is what you're telling us.
Yeah, exactly.
A locked room?
Well,
you say a locked room? What is that? Is that the bathroom or what?
You haven't done that yet, Dick? They have these things where you go in and they lock you in a room and you have to perform all these tasks and puzzles in order to get out. It's actually a lot of fun.
Well, it does sound like
the escape room.
The escape room. Yeah. Thank you. I wasn't using the right terminology.
Yeah. That's my bedroom in the middle of the night. I can't find my way out.
So, Kim, with the Michigan Financial Companies, obviously, this is a cause that's near and dear to your heart, and you've been involved for almost 10 years with it now.
Right. This would have been. Thanks for having me on, Guy. Good to see you, Dick, too, and Jackie. Good to see you, and Mark, great to hear your voice. It was. We squeezed it in last year, just under the gun. There, we got it done last year, and it was a lot of fun. And this year, I don't know, keeping our fingers crossed. We've been talking amongst each other that I'm hoping that we can maybe pull something off in the fall. We'll have to just see and hope and pray that it could come together. But our firm, Michigan Financial Companies, has been involved in this great organization, and we love the Salvation Army and the Bed and Bread program, and we're very committed. And as we had talked earlier, we're just hitting on the 200,000 mark for our 10th anniversary with our dear partners, and boy, it's been a great time, and I've loved being a part of it with all our friends at the Salvation Army.
Yeah, it's been
Absolutely.
Mark, all the comments you've had, do you have a favorite without offending anybody else?
It's of course like a lot of the favorites are no longer with us, like John Panette and Richard Jenny and Dennis Wolfberg. But there are so many young guys coming. John Heffron was just at the club to reopen us, and I watched his show, and it just amazes me how he has a new hour almost every time he steps up on stage. So there's just so many of them out there that are so good. And I sit here and watch the videos on the computer and laugh like an idiot all day long.
Mark,
I can see Johnny Carson on the TV. How that works, I'll never know. But I can see it at 10 o'clock at night. They run his old shows, and he always has a comic. And I never see him anymore. Do these comics just come and go? I know it's a tough business. I get that, a lot of traveling and all that. For example, Rita Rudner was on last night. She was fabulous. Is she still around? Do you know?
She's still around. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just they're doing so many things now. Of course, with Netflix and HBO, with James Corden, Stephen Colbert. A lot of the comedians are expanding among the talk show circuit. So they're all working, and I, of course, have to keep my finger on the pulse and see who the next hot act is coming up, and get them before they start hitting the big time. So
keep it on the cast box.
That's my goal.
Mark, how important is YouTube now in terms of recruiting talent?
Extremely. It's all about. There's a YouTube channel called Dry Bar Comedy. They film it in Utah, and you can get a guy who's from Ohio. He'll go out there and have a great 30-minute special, and next thing you know, he's got 3 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it does mean a lot to the comedian and to the agents that are looking to sign them, and of course, me as a booker, club owner. When a lot of people are looking for that next big act, and YouTube is very, very important.
Well, we look forward to you being back at 100% capacity. I've got fond memories of seeing Ellen DeGeneres when she was just starting out, and Kathleen Madigan, and she's another one that does almost 80-90% fresh material every time she comes to town. So
she was
every time.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's these gathering
I keep
opportunities that we
reaching
don't
out
have.
to her. Yep.
Yeah, that we look forward to.
Yeah.
We want to remind folks before we have to get to the break here that the Dick Purtan match and challenge is underway. For every dollar you donate, the Purtan family will match it dollar for dollar up to $34,000 as we celebrate the 34th annual Bed and Bread Club Radiothon. So if you would, please help us get to our goal, $1.6 million, by calling the Bullseye Telecom call center at 833-725-4673. Or go to salmish.org, or our third way to donate, text the word bread to 24365 and take the Purtan Challenge. Mark Ridley, Kim Stein, we thank you so much, and we will be back with
Thank you,
more.
guys.
Thank you.
Care.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Good talking to you guys.
Good luck.
Take care.
Take care.
Thanks a million.
Bye-bye.
We will be continuing to help our neighbors in need here on WJR News Talk 760, but we got to check in with Michael Stetz, WJR Traffic first.
This report is sponsored by Merrill. With Merrill Guided Investing, you have the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Get started at merrilledge.com/investing goals.
Okay.
Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner, and Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor. Member SIPC.
So, Jackie,
In
one
Wayne
of the
County, a disabled
great
vehicle
things
has been
about
shoulder
this is
blocked
just
on
so you
94
know,
eastbound.
Hang on one second, guy.
There we go. Is that while we're in commercials or news, we're still live on Facebook.
Yes,
I don't know if anybody told you yet. So if you want it, normally you'd be able to say, "Gosh, that Gordon, what an SOB." You can't do that because or if you want to, you're going to have to do it in the chat section of this.
I am. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. Believe me.
Okay. Yeah,
no, you're adorable. Yes, we found that out the hard way when my sister Jessica texted us. It said, "Stop talking."
By the way.
Hey, Jackie.
Yes.
Yes. Hi there. So we are finding that. Are you very close to Dick right now?
Well, we've
Not
always
as
been
close
close.
as the other girls are, but still.
Let me try moving.
Yeah, if you could just slide a little bit farther away from him. We're finding there is some interference when you both are speaking at the same time.
Okay.
So to remedy that, what?
tell her to go to her room.
Okay. Ray suggests you go to your room if possible.
Happily.
Oh,
and for those of you that are still listening on Facebook Live, by the way, thanks for all the comments. And boy, if Dick Purtan isn't a walking advertisement for retirement, I don't know what is. I'm beginning to reconsider my career choices at the moment. But would do this for me. If you're on Facebook, reach out to all of your friends on Facebook and tell them that we're doing this. We're down a lot of donors because of COVID-19, people that have been struggling and haven't been able to donate at the same level that they did last year. So we're trying to fill a gap here. Call it the COVID gap if you want to. But if you can reach out to your friends on Facebook, let them know that we're doing this right now. It would be greatly appreciated, and we can really get the machine running here. I'm going to do the same while I'm talking to you, and I'm going to try not to knock myself off the air in the process. And make sure that everybody knows about the what we're doing here, as long as I can get past all of the Facebook messages and ads here. Please join me now on WJR or WJR.com for the 34th annual Bed and Bread Club.
Guy?
Yes?
Want to let you know Sean is on the phone, but also would you please check your email for an email from Jeff? He has some answers to the questions that you were asking.
Oh, okay, fine. I've only got 3 computers going here. Let me... That is terrific. Thank you. I was going to hit that probably in the 5 o'clock hour, Jeff. That little nugget.
I missed what was happening. Are Dick and Jackie okay, or are they reconnecting?
I think Jackie is relocating, so because we had a little interference problem. I think when she was talking, it was canceling out Dick's mic, and he couldn't talk. So I think we're...
Well, I don't see any of them on the stream. That's why.
Yeah, we're waiting to see. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we're waiting to see them back in the room here.
Okay.
So, why did they disconnect? I didn't say disconnect. I said move away.
Dick and Jackie are reconvening, but if they have any issues, we'll just have Guy do the segment.
Okay. So if they're not back, come back.
I don't know where Dick went, but Jackie was moving, so.
We're back in the third week. Eventually, we all get to find the proverbial bus. If it happens today, well, then I have Apple with my stuff and do anything that you want. But it's impossible to do it once you're flattened by the city bus and laying there like Flat Stanley. Did you guys do Flat Stanley when your kids were in school? No, but I don't know where you come up with this. No.
Listen and subscribe to Stacking Benjamins on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows.
Live from downtown Detroit, this is Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
JR. We need your help to continue to shelter over 130,000 every single year. Call 833-SAL-HOPE. That's 833-725-4673 to make your donation now. Once again, here's Guy.
And welcome back, everybody. As we said, we are on a mission, kind of like the Blues Brothers from all those years ago. Dick and I are on a mission to raise $500,000 over the next 2.5 hours.
Oh.
And Dick is putting his money where his heart is with $34,000 from the Purtan Family Fund. And he challenges you that for every dollar that you donate, he will match.
Up to 5 o'clock.
Up until 5 o'clock. And that means we've only got 25 minutes to get this job done and to make sure that that generosity is matched. Let's check in at the Bullseye call center there. You can see what's going on. The Jim Vella, I believe, is standing by there. Jim, are you with us? He's got to get his headset on, and he is.
Don't we all?
Hi there, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
I think Jim's on mute.
Hello, Jim.
Welcome to our life in the Zoom world. We want to check in with the Bullseye Telecom Call Center. We've got Jim Vella, and I also believe that's Colonel Turner that we see there.
Yep.
And gentlemen, you look great anyway, even if we can't hear you.
Yeah, just molded.
Yeah. If you want to hold up a meme, that's how it works on the internet now anyway. So,
that's right.
Exactly. So we will work out being able to hear those guys, but we do have some of the givers you say are on the chat. I can go onto the other line. You know what? We're going to have to sort that out. We've got some of the donors who are phoning in. They're also talking to us on Facebook. Thanks to Michelle Wallman, who has reached out, and everybody says the same thing. Dick, you look great.
Yeah. Well, it's the sun. It's the swarthiness just comes out of me.
I'm going to try not to take it personally that they're not saying the same thing about me, but I think that has something to do with more than just the sun.
Well, go south. Go to Toledo or something.
That's it is delightful down there.
Yes, it is.
We do want to check in there, but we do urge you while this challenge is alive to make the most of it. And for every dollar that you donate, it will do the work of 2-833-725-4673. That's 833-SALMISH.
I don't want to, put extra effort. I want to put extra effort into this, but I hope this isn't cheating by encouraging people in a kind of strange way. And that strange way is my new dog. Now, we do have a new dog. Donna and I, my wife, Gail, passed away 2.5 years ago. Donna and I got married last June. And the first thing she wanted out of me, besides money, although it was money because the dog cost a few bucks too. So anyway, here is Winnie, named after Winston Churchill, as I mentioned earlier. And this is Winnie. And now it turns out she's a very smart dog. And the reason I say that, because she sent out a text and went out to dog friends everywhere and dog friends owners, I guess. And it said, I'll read it here. It said, don't forget to help the needy. My dad, Dick Purtan, being me, says, please donate now at 1-833-SELL-HOPE. Or, of course, it's translated to 833-725-4673. So anybody with a dog, has a dog, wants a dog, wants to pet a dog, has ever petted a dog.
Or a cat.
Yes, I know. That's I understand. There's always that competition. No, I've never had a cat. In all my days, I've had 8 dogs, and this is the 9th dog, apparently.
Well, whether you're a cat person or a dog person, by all means, take Dick up on his challenge. And we should point out that Winnie does have the Purtan family resemblance. She's got that furry upper lip.
She does.
You said we weren't going to talk about that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Jackie.
Hi, baby. Hello.
We do want to remind you that you can feed 5 people for nearly a month for a gift of $120. It's nearly 10 people for a month if you give the most popular giving level, which is $240. Amelia in Wyandotte did that. $240 from her.
Thank you,
Carol
Amelia.
in Saline, God bless you for sending in a $240 donation. Wow. And the same to Judith in Orchard Lake. Sean Lay, one of my favorite people in the business, is at the other end of our line. Okay. He is working the streets as an investigative reporter for WDIV Local 4 and meets many of the people that we are trying to help. Sean, good afternoon and welcome to the Radiothon.
Hi, Sean.
Guy Gordon, long-time listener, first-time caller, and the first time I get to meet and talk to Mr. Purtan. I hope this makes me Purtan people.
Well, yes.
I hope so.
It does automatically, Sean.
Absolutely.
And
I am honored. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm honored to talk to you. I understand you've done you're in the military, or you've covered, I know, some military stuff. right?
31 years is all honor to the military, but no, I never did. So I wish I had, but no, all those guys did all the heavy lifting. So not me, just in broadcasting, luckily, all these years. And as Guy mentioned, at Local 4, we are in Detroit, and my beat is East Side, West Side, Southwest. And we are welcome into people's homes because we're their megaphone, we're their voice. And you go into the homes, guys, people welcoming, and they want to share their stories everywhere we go. But you'll notice not a lot of food in the house. People are working and working hard, working long shifts, overnight shifts. You'll notice maybe heating from the stove. So, we notice that folks need a bit of help here and there, and that's where the Salvation Army comes in every single day, and you see it on the streets every single day.
No matter what the weather, and look what this February's been like, the whole winter, really. So it's
no doubt.
You can rely on them.
The day is nice though.
Yeah,
and then when we get a chance, the bell ring. That's where you meet all kinds of folks, and you think, boy, if someone could drop $1 in here, this would be nice. But someone comes by and drops in a 20 and a 50 or 100. And people are so giving, and we all are on the same team, trying to reach the same goal. That's why I've been listening to you guys all day long. You're doing wonderful work to help all of us out here, and that's what it's all about.
Well, thank you. And I'm especially connected with you, I guess you'd say, Sean, because I was in ROTC, and I don't like to brag about anything like that, but I did spend 6 months in the military in ROTC. So again,
very nice. Well, my
thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Very good. And my training comes from after Guy will know this, that when I got to work with Guy Gordon at Local 4, I stopped talking. My ears got wide open so I could listen, and I always learned something from Guy, one of the best newsmen I've ever met. You combine fairness and common sense. Oh my gosh, that is what you're looking for.
You're too kind, my friend. Listen, if you've got your pulse on the folks that are in the streets, just give me a sense of the need that's out there, because you see it every day. And we're going to be talking to Mara a little bit later on. She sees it on the night side, but you see it greater than it has been in the past?
And food is the number one thing, and that's where the Salvation Army comes in. And Guy, you know this because you've been in the same homes telling the same stories. People are working hard, working security overnight, early in the morning, getting home, sharing their stories if something happens with us. But you notice the cupboards are a little bare. Kids don't have that much to eat. And people are trying, and this is a hard-working, hustling city. Everyone's hustling. Everyone's trying to do the same thing, but the Salvation Army can really help feed people or give someone a helping hand if they need a place to stay, those type of things. That is the biggest thing, and you do see it every single day.
Sean, I miss seeing you every day, and we love you. We thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and watching. We'll be watching Local 4 tonight because I know you got a great story about a veteran who got a fabulous donation from his neighborhood. They helped him get a vaccine.
I know. Guy, 94 years old, he fought for our country. He could not get a vaccine. They said, go online, use your smartphone. Come on. The guy had a Prince's Kitchen phone. His neighbors took over the battle for him and got him the shot today.
Amen. We'll watch for that story tonight on Local 4 News. Sean Lay, thanks so much.
Thank you, Sean.
And if you want to help those very people that Sean was talking about, you can do it right now by texting the word bread to 24365 and taking advantage of the Purtan family match, $34,000. They'll match you dollar for dollar. It'll do the work of two. Get on the phone right now at 833-SAL-HOPE. I'll be back with Dick. Much more ahead here on News Talk 760 WJR. Here's Michael Stetz, WJR Traffic First.
What makes fast cash from the Michigan Lottery so thrilling? A progressive jackpot day. Every play, all day long. Fast cash, the fun keeps building.
In the city, an accident on 75 southbound at Springwell Street that has the left lane blocked. You're stop and go from the Jeffries. In Wayne County, you're moving slowly on 94 eastbound right now between 75.
Guy, Mara is on the line.
Okay. Yeah, you threw me with the comments because one's chat, one's comments, and so I was looking at the comments.
Oh, yeah, I thought I said chat.
You may have, and that's what my head was.
Yes. So all of this stuff here, we'll have to keep up on, and Jeff and Andrea are sending us.
Yes, John.
Hold on.
Keep those donors' names coming on the chat feed. Because,
yes, they're gonna continue to do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jeff threw a couple new things up there, and it bumped out my other ones. So I'm going to try to scroll down and get them back, and then we can
Yeah, I know it's going to be hard because there's so much coming in here, but this is where we're going to have all of
No,
our
it was not a
information.
problem, Jeff. It was just I got my wires crossed.
But these are where the keynotes are also going to be.
Okay.
As you can see, Jeff's putting that in there. And I'm not sure if it's Jeff or Andrea anymore. It was Andrea for a minute. Oh, it's Jeff.
Dick, if you're there, Susan Warmbier says
He's on the phone.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll do Mara. If we've got time, we can go to the phone bank again. We should have that situated and ready to go. But we need to tease the incentives for the next hour, and then we obviously will have the tote board.
Tease the incentives for the next hour, which would be the Edsel match, correct?
Correct.
And then we go to the tote board. All right. Keep me... Okay.
Are you seeing this note from Jeff Guy?
Yep.
Okay.
You know, if its momentum is so important, and we went to Jim and there was no sound, it just...
To the Trading Group.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saturdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 760 WJR.
Hi, this is Chuck and Ken, the Inside Outside
so
guys. We have over
me to go,
8 years of combined
we're gonna hit the challenge
between us. And the Inside Outside guys are here
to hit the numbers
to work
and
for
then,
you. You need advice.
Do you want me to go to Jim and Colonel Turner, or
the Inside Outside guys?
Yes,
ask
I would like to get to them, but we'll have to
Saturday and Sunday morning, 10 a.m. to noon, right here.
I only want to go to them if we know we've got
Guys are
them.
brought to you in part by EJH Construction.
This is Guy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I only want to go to Jim and Colonel Turner if I know that we've got them.
We should have it. It was a technical issue that we believe we have worked out, and the only way we will find out is if we go to them.
Oh, good. Okay.
Firefighters, members of the military, and airport workers. For decades, first responders and firefighters at military bases and airports used a chemical-based foam to fight fires. Studies have shown that chemicals used to make aqueous film-forming foam, or AFFF, are highly toxic to humans and have been associated with several types of cancer. If you or someone you know was exposed to AFFF and were diagnosed with any of these cancers, including kidney, bladder, prostate, pancreatic, lymphoma, leukemia, testicular, and neuroendocrine, then you should call us immediately because you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call us at 800-931-0987. Our experienced attorneys will fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless we get a recovery in your favor. Time is limited to file a claim, so call us now, 800-931-0987. Operators are standing by 24/7, so don't wait. 800-931-0987. That's 800-931-0987. Again, 800-931-0987.
You've got the 2021 Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund on WJR. Call and donate right now, 833-SAL-HOPE, or text BREAD to 24365. Now back to more Guy Gordon.
And while we were in the break, Dave from Indianapolis phoned in a $300 donation, and the best part of that is it does the work of $600 thanks to the Purtan family match, which is continuing for the remainder of this hour. Just 12 minutes left. Dick Purtan joining us from the sunny Southern Florida getaway where he has been residing with his new bride. We want to check in with the Bullseye Telecom call center and a gentleman that has been, two gentlemen actually, that have been riding shotgun with Dick on this for many years now, and that is Jim Vella and Colonel Turner. Gentlemen,
hi, guys.
Hello. Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah,
we can hear you now. You can sell cell phones with that line, by the way.
You
That's
can.
great.
That's what the guy said on Mars. And the rover called back. Can you hear me now?
I'm doing great. Great to see you guys. And I just got a text from Tony Michaels at the Parade Company, and they're donating $1,500 towards this, and said to say hello, Mr. Purtan, and thank you for continuing to do this.
Thank you,
even
Jim.
if you are in Florida in the sunshine and look tan.
That's right, but I'm coming back to Detroit, so everything is temporary.
Yeah,
so,
correct.
Thank you. I appreciate
Tony
that very much.
is a friend of over 40 years. I think I met him in 1978 on the campus at Central Michigan University, and is one of my friends that I'm proudest of all the things that he's accomplished in his career. So thank you. That $1,500 does the work of $3,000 thanks to Dick and his family. So let's keep that happening. Can you guys see the phones where you are, Jim and Colonel?
Well, we're socially distant, so they're actually in another room, but we can see them when they put them up on the screen and go in there. We've got a real urgency here in these last couple of hours to get that, but people have been calling in at a really good pace in the last hour. And Colonel, I think you might have something to add to that as to we go forward here.
Well, what we need to do is if you call and you're getting a busy signal, be sure to call again. The phones are busy. It's 833-SAL-HOPE. That's 833-725-4673, or text BREAD to 24365. And that's the thing. If you're calling, we need to, and you get a busy signal, we need to keep trying.
That's great. I just talked, by the way, to Charlie Nemus, who's my financial advisor, except for my dog Winnie. But and so that's transparency. I guess you have to say these things these days. But anyway, he said that if you buy stocks and the stocks have gone up in value, you can donate that and get a 100% appreciation on your tax return if the stocks have gone up in value. And I think people should know that in case they're thinking about things like that. At the same time, Charlie has a foundation, which I didn't know he had. I probably funded some of that myself, come to think of it. But anyway, his family foundation, the Nemus Family Foundation, has just donated $5,000. So put $5,000 more down.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, thank you, Charlie, Kathy, and the whole family.
That is just terrific. And again, doing the work of $10,000. We just got a wonderful donation from Gus in Bloomfield Hills. He must be just around the corner here. $500 from Gus. That's another $1,000 as we work our way to $1.6 million. It's so important, your help with that. Want to check in with another Local 4 buddy who I hope is at the other end of our line. Mara McDonald standing by, who works the night beat for Local 4. Mara, good afternoon.
Hi, Mara.
Good afternoon. Do you know how comforting and normal it is to be able to listen to both of your voices after a year that we have all had that has been anything but even remotely normal? And I know everybody's complimenting Dick's tan, which is, excellent. But Guy, the silver hair is the envy of all men in Metro Detroit, I am sure.
Well, wait, Mara, hold on. See some silver there.
You've got a lot more. You've got a lot more dark still than I do. Mara, I was so touched by your tweet last night, and I want to share it with our listeners. She said, "It has been nearly a year of covering really heavy news. I could really use a day where something awful did not happen. I hope that this stop by and helping out the Salvation Army fulfills that wish."
Are you kidding? You two are the highlight of my week, and thank you for reminding me, by the way, today, that I had this to look forward to. And, you get stuck in the vortex of everything that is going on, and it has been really heavy. And there are people who have had an exceptionally hard year, not just with COVID, but with food insecurity and homelessness and real stress about bills. And to see that this telethon is not going to succumb like virtually everything else has to being canceled because of what we're all dealing with, it feels so normal, and it's so nice.
Well, thank you, Mara. Thank you.
It is true, and that's why it's kind of the salve to what is now a year-old wound, Mara. And I know in your world especially, and working the night beat particularly, and then working the political beat on top of that, you just haven't had anything to talk about.
Yeah, what happened last year? I don't know what you're talking about.
Or the last 4 years, for that matter. But you're right. There's so much strife out there, and this is the kind of stuff that heals. And I know that you know that working night side, if you go to an apartment fire, Local 4 is first on the scene, but quite often the Salvation Army is the second.
Well, sometimes the Salvation Army beats us. It depends on the night. And it is, most people, and thank God, never have to experience that, okay? But for those who do, you see how appreciative people are that someone, no matter how awful the weather is, no matter what the time of night is, that someone, when things are the worst they possibly can be, shows up. It makes a difference.
That's great.
It sure does.
Well said.
Mara, love you. I've always loved the work, and I'm still seeing you on Local 4, and I hope to see you in person sometime soon.
I want to... go ahead, Mara. I'm sorry.
No, Mr. Purtan, go ahead.
Well, you said worse, and I want to make a worse moment for my bride. Just your head in, you got to say it. We're going out to dinner when this is over. We're not going to eat off the truck. But I just wanted you to see, Donna, come on over here. We were married last June, and just for one moment, just here and out. That's all. I swear, this is a very chancy thing. There she is. She's getting her hair ready.
She's ready. She's got a few curlers in her hair, and I love a woman that's not afraid to show them, Mara.
There you go.
You take care, and for those of us watching on Zoom, that was a treat. On WJR.com. Listen, coming up, we've got a new challenge, and it comes to us from Edsel Ford and his family, but we thank Joanne, Jackie, Jill, Donna, and Dick Purtan, obviously, is going to be staying with us for their generous donation and the fantastic match that we've had for the past hour. Edsel Ford's going to be joining us in the next hour with another match to keep things rolling here. We urge you to dial right now, 833-SAL-HOPE. That's 833-SAL-HOPE, or text the word bread to 243-675. Or you can go to salmish.org. And Dick, you and I will be speaking with Edsel in just a moment. I know he's been one of the longest serving donors that we have. So we will look forward to speaking with him in just a moment. In the meantime, if you haven't made use of the Purtan Challenge, you can make use of the Ford Challenge in the next hour. The important thing is to give.
And by the way, those that forgot to send wedding gifts can make up for it right now by matching the money that we were talking about. Remember, everything they donate is doubled up to 5 o'clock. So we're almost getting to that point. So use the wedding excuse as a reason to gift, if no other reason.
All right. Well, we were hoping to go to the tote board. We're not going to have time for that right now, but we will update things hopefully at the top of the next hour as we welcome Edsel Ford into our circle. But first, we got to get to Michael Stetz, WJR Traffic First. Here's Michael.
Thanks.
This report is sponsored by Merrill. With Merrill Guided Investing, you have the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Get started at merrilledge.com/investing goals. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner, and Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor. Member SIPC.
In the city, an accident on 75 southbound at Springwell Street that has the left lane blocked. You stop and go from the Jeffries. And in Wayne County, you're moving slowly right now on 94 eastbound between 75 and Mount Elliott Street. And in Macomb County, disabled vehicle still blocking that right shoulder on 94 eastbound after 26 Mile. Expect delays there. Now WJR weather first. From the Weather Channel, partly cloudy heading into this evening, a low of 32 tonight. Cloudy for Saturday with a high tomorrow of 48. Right now it's 38 degrees. I'm Michael Stetz, WJR News in 2 minutes.
Hi, I'm Connie Holzer. I wanted to take the time to thank you for supporting our dealership during these difficult times. Everyone at our dealership is extremely appreciative of your loyal support. We've taken every precaution to make sure that you have a safe and enjoyable experience at Tom Holzer Ford. So come see us at 10 Mile and Haggerty and Farmington Hills. You know, we'll take great care of you as always. We appreciate you buying American, buying Ford, and buying from Tom Holzer Ford. Thank you.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space.
Okay.
You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Start saving money every month on renting space from others. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed to fit your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 866-95-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Call now, 866-95-STEEL. That's 866-957-8335. 866-95-STEEL.
Switch to T-Mobile for Business and get up to 90 days of service free via virtual rebate on your business plan. You get a great deal, the largest 5G network, and first-class benefits like Microsoft 365 on us. It's better for business and only with T-Mobile for Business. Limited time offer. Stop in store for details. Plus taxes and fees for some plans. Virtual Express MasterCard within 8 weeks of receipt of valid submission. Complete port within 60 days.
Hey, Guy.
Yes, ma'am.
Will you do a tote here just for the sake of...
Oh, you want me to do it right now?
Yeah, well, we're going into a tape, so we won't be live at the top of this. I've sent a note to Ken to see if he can do it in our news. I don't know if he's going to get it.
So you want me to do it live here? And
all right. Yeah, just do it really quick, Guy.
Okay.
Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
All right, we want to give you the tote board that we promised you. Our total for the Bed and Bread Club Radiothon at this moment, $1,132,465. But we're looking for 1.6, so we've got some work to do. And you can do that work right now by calling 833-SAL-HOPE. Back with more on the Radiothon right after we check in with Ken Rogulski and the WJR News.
WJR Detroit and WDVD HD2 Detroit. 760 WJR, where Detroit comes to talk.
Governor Whitmer is joining forces with 7 other governors of car-producing states to call on President Biden to help increase computer chip availability that's forcing car makers to curtail production. Whitmer signed a letter along with the governors from Alabama, Illinois, Kentucky, Kansas, Missouri, South Carolina, and Ohio. The Detroit 3 automakers and others have had to scale back or shut down production as they wait for those coveted components. The Conservative Political Action Conference is holding its second day of events in Orlando. Senator Rick Scott of Florida is among the speakers at the event, blasted the impeachment trial of former President Trump for political reasons.
Both of the impeachments of President Trump were nothing more than on serious political vendettas and political theater. This last charade should have been conducted at the other end of Washington at the Kennedy Center instead of the U.S. Capitol. It was a waste of time and money.
Senator Rick Scott of Florida, former President Trump, speaks at the event Sunday. A man who sucker punched another man in a St. Clair Shores bar who later died was sentenced to 8 to 15 years today. Hatim Hakari pled guilty and delivering a punch that knocked Sean Kubik unconscious in late 2019. His head hit the floor and he died 5 days later. Kubik's mother, Kathleen Zamansky, spoke at the sentencing.
His dreams and mine for him would never come to pass, thanks to a despicable excuse for a human being named Hatem Akrawi. Hatem, you viciously attacked my son for no reason.
Witnesses say the two had been arguing. Detroit Police Sergeant Raymond Lee has been on the job for 50 years. Sergeant Lee is 78 years old and says he has zero plans to retire.
I wish I was doing more police work than I can, but as age gets up there, can't do what you used to do 50 years ago.
He says he doesn't mind working midnights in the data control department downtown. And finally, Detroit's Riverwalk has been named the #1 Riverwalk in the United States by USA Today. 20 Riverwalks across the nation were in competition, and Detroit's Riverwalk was named the best. Among the top 10 were Chicago's Riverwalk, the Charles Esplanade in Boston, the San Antonio Riverwalk, and the Smale Riverwalk in Cincinnati. The Detroit Riverwalk attracts about 3.5 million visitors annually and was open every day during the pandemic. On Wall Street today, stocks got clobbered. The Dow was down 469, the S&P off 18. Ken Rogulski, WJR News. Back to Guy and Dick at the Radiothon.
This morning,
Jen woke up, made 3 breakfasts, did 2 loads of laundry, and 1 conference call. But she also saved $25 because Jen uses a new innovation from Huntington called Money Scout. It analyzes Jen's checking account to find money that's not being used and moves it to her savings automatically. Learn more and enroll at huntington.com/moneyscout. Huntington. Welcome. Message and data rates may apply to text alerts. Money Scout is subject to eligibility, terms and conditions, and other account agreements. Member FDIC.
This is the 34th Annual Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund on News Talk 760 WJR. With 3 ways to donate now. Visit salmish.org, text BREAD to 24365, or call 833-SAL-HOPE and help keep the bed and bread trucks rolling. Now, with more, here's Guy Gordon.
Welcome back to the 34th Annual Bed and Bread Club Radiothon. The number to call is 833-SAL-HOPE, 833-725-4673, or you can visit salmish.org, or text the word bread. It's one of the easiest things you can do. Text the word bread to 24365, and every dollar you donate in this hour will be matched. And we've got a very special matching entity and a very special gentleman to tell us about that. Dick Purtan joining me along with Edsel Ford. Edsel and Cynthia will match your donation for the next 60 minutes. Edsel, good afternoon or good evening to you and Dick. This is an old friend.
That's right.
I think Dick and I have been talking about the bed and bread for as long as I can remember.
When bread was still new.
And driving down the freeway, the lodge, you could smell that bread from, what was it, Schaefer's Bread, Wonder Bread. What was the manufacturer? You could always smell the bread baking.
Yeah, it was Wonder Bread right there at Grand River.
Wonder Bread, yeah, pretty terrific.
Yeah.
So, Guy, this year, Cynthia and I have decided to match $35,000. So
What?
if your listeners can raise $35,000 between 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. this evening, Cynthia and I will match it dollar for dollar.
Well,
that's a whale of a deal. $1 does the work of 2. That's power in the hands of everybody out there to really do an enormous amount of good over the next 60 minutes.
And it sounds to me like Edsel has been one-upping me here, since I announced a little earlier in the program that we are giving the Purtan family, donating $34,000 in honor of the 34th Radiothon. And so you're one-upping me on that, are you, Edsel?
Well, Dick, I apologize for not doing that. No, I'm not one-upping you. And I'd be happy to lower my gift.
No, that's okay. I'll forgive you this time.
Okay,
You're $35,000. What a generous donation that is. Thank you, Edsel, so much, and Cynthia.
Well,
wow.
As you know, I've been involved with the Salvation Army for, I guess almost 25 years, and what that organization does, not only in Detroit but around the world to help people, is just remarkable, and I applaud everything they do everywhere they are.
You mentioned helping people. If you look back in times, even the Spanish flu, let alone the COVID here now, but the Spanish flu in 1918 and through that area, the Salvation Army was doing the same stuff then, basically helping people out in all sorts of areas, food and hard goods and fruit, and it doesn't matter what, vegetables, no matter what the people needed, and coats and hats, gloves, and the same thing now. It's a repeat 100 years later. Boy.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
It's
wonderful.
Really hard to believe. And Dick, you were saying, and you've seen a lot of Michigan winners. Edsel, you've seen a lot of Michigan winners. This one, especially when you consider the pandemic, has been particularly unkind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It really has.
Although, Guy, as we were talking earlier about Michigan winners, I was thinking to myself, there's only one place I'd want to be in the summertime. I want to be sitting in my home in Grosse Pointe looking at Lake St. Clair. There isn't a prettier place in the whole world than my little porch. And Michigan truly is a beautiful state, and it's even more beautiful, in my opinion, in the spring, summer, and fall. I mean, there just isn't a better place in the world.
Well, so I'm as a Michigan native, as you are, I can tell you, I love looking out on the lake when it's frozen. I think there is a very special beauty to that as well.
That's true. Even when the guys get out the ice house, not the ice house, what is it called?
Our shanty?
The shanties. Thank you.
A little hangout in the shanty? Yeah.
Yeah. I've never done it. I've seen some movies about it. Looks like fun. As long as they bundle up enough. But anyway.
And that's as close as you're getting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's theory about it. Yeah, I know. That's true. And I know that we need a lot of prayers out there for people listening to this Radiothon too. People remember the prayer in action, I guess you could say, is love and it's service. It's all those things, and that's what we need on this Radiothon once again, 34th annual, to people. With your donation, Etzel, of $35,000, it's amazing money, and we thank you very much. And since you did kind of one up me there with my $34,000, I'm just thinking that maybe people listening to us right now that were thinking of maybe a $10 donation to basically feed a person for a month, that type of thing, maybe upping it to $20 instead of just $10. So anyway, it's just an idea worth throwing out, I guess.
No, I think it's a really good point. It's a double whammy.
Yeah, this is a wonderful. The Salvation Army is a wonderful charity, but the Bed and Bread is even better because it helps feed people who can't find food. And we Cynthia and I work with the homeless in Detroit, and we're very much involved with the Empowerment Plan, which you all know. And we're working together with the Salvation Army to try to find, or to help homeless people with coats, so that they can survive some of these tough Michigan winters. So we all, the three of us, understand poverty in this town and homelessness and the fact that people can't find food. So this event, raising this money for this charity, is extremely worthwhile. And that's, I guess, Dick, that's why you and I have been around for so long giving money.
Gentlemen, we thank you both. We've got to get to a break here, but we thank you both for your generosity. Etzel, give our best to Cynthia. Thank you for this incredibly generous match of $35,000, which we know we will match over the next 40, 50 minutes or so. And again, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Etzel. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thanks, Guy. Thanks, Dick. Great being with you.
Great being with you. And you can get us started on that match by texting BREAD to 24365 or 833-SAL-HOPE, 833-725-4673. More from the 34th annual Bed and Bread Club Radiothon just ahead on Newstalk 760 WJR.
WJR Traffic First, sponsored by Window World. Call Window World at 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW for your window, door, or siding project and get 0% financing for 60 months. Window World is America's largest exterior replacement remodeler and a trusted team partner of WJR's Inside Outside guys. Call 1-800-NEXT-WINDOW or visit windowworlddetroit.com. In the city, some good news. That incident from earlier on 75 southbound at Springwell Street, that is now cleared. And in Roseville, you're moving slowly right now on 696 eastbound between Gratiot and 94. And in Macomb County, that disabled vehicle still blocking the right shoulder on 94 eastbound after 26 Mile. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
Warmer numbers to close down February this weekend. Temperatures well above average through Sunday. And then we cool down again early next week with some more teens showing up by Monday night. 31 degrees our low tonight, not as cold tonight, and in the 40s here into the weekend, 48 for tomorrow with a few sprinkles, 53 degrees Sunday with a few morning showers. I'm meteorologist Scott Laurie, more on News Talk 760 WJR.
We want to introduce you to the people that you're helping today. Some have chronic struggles, others are new to asking for help. But when we hit the streets to meet them, we found that all are grateful when they see that bed and bread truck rumble their way.
Guy and
Laura.
Dick, and Jackie.
Jackie, are you there?
Here, sorry. We're gonna come here. We've got Elva Adams coming up. Elva Adams Mason, I'm sorry. And then halfway into that segment, we're gonna have Casey Vella, who's Jim Vella's daughter, join us. So when she's there, we'll let you know, and we'll have Jim involved in this as well.
Okay.
We've got a double interview here in this segment.
Okay.
And we should be promoting the Etzel Ford match throughout all of this and keep the numbers up. Pounding the phone number and text.
Pound that number.
Yeah.
Cool.
Someone was asking, I think it was Jeff, who the Charlie was that you announced the donation for, Dick. They wanted to make sure they got that on the books.
I think they figured that out.
Did we? Okay, good.
I texted John Hale back.
Okay, good. What kind of dog is Winnie?
She is a golden doodle mixture between a golden retriever and a poodle. Her mother was the poodle. She obviously was a good sport, but that's who she is.
Sports.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know, this isn't a confessional, Jackie.
So that's who she is. So there you go.
Oh, she's adorable. And I'm hoping for some stock tips a little bit later on in the show.
Well, I did put him on, so I guess he's been pretty effective for me through the years. He's been my guy for like 35, 40 years. So
GameStop.
There you go.
What'd you say?
GameStop was up 65% yesterday. I didn't see what it did today.
It's insane.
Wow.
It is insane.
Well, I can afford dinner tonight.
My son has a buddy that put all of his retirement fund into Bitcoin. Got hacked and lost it all. So
I've heard. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Let that be a cautionary tale for all.
I know.
It's not always the investment; it's the investment mechanism you use that can leave you vulnerable.
I still don't get what Bitcoin is, and I keep reading about it. So,
but accepting tips from dogs is okay. That, I still endorse that all the way.
It's good for your 401k9.
From.
Yes. Ooh.
Oh.
That was almost a dad joke from a woman. That's.
I know.
I work with my dad. What are you going to do?
There you go.
Okay, Jennifer Neal. What was that? What was the amount?
$240.
Let me see it again. Okay. Is that...
$240, honey.
Oh, okay. That's great. Good. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Do you guys want me to do the tote again off the top, Laura, if you're there?
I am here. No, let's get into all of it since we've got so much going on here and we want to promote it and everything.
Right.
We got it in, so it's fine.
Okay.
And Elva is there. There was something else I needed to say. Oh, we've got probably about a little bit over a minute till we're coming back.
Okay. I've got this little nugget that I want to share with Dick and Jackie about need and
you're pregnant.
Well, then there's that. No, this is a study that came out from a group called Feeding America that is kind of it's a collection of food organizations. And they did a survey to see which areas of our country were hardest hit by COVID-19 related food insecurity. And the numbers on Michigan are mind-blowing.
Guy, can we do that at 5:47?
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then we'll go, I think, Laura, and then we go out of that into Big Al.
Yeah, well, we can talk about it with Al. We can use that, use it as a conversation piece with Al.
Okay.
It's funny, when you're sitting up here in the office, I can still hear things that are going on in the kitchen. I just heard the kibble hit the dog's bowl. And now I'm hungry. I'm going to start foaming. It's a bad thing.
Yes.
We could probably, Guy, we might be able to talk about that with the Colonel too after news. I'm not sure, but we're coming back here right now.
Okay, let me know.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents roadside assistance. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Welcome to the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on WJR, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund. $120 feeds 10 people for an entire month. To donate what you can, call 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365. Once again, here's Guy.
And we are in the initial minutes here of the Edsel and Cynthia Ford Challenge, $35,000 that they generously donated. And, you know, Dick, whether you're playing the lottery or maybe sportsbook, I can't think of anywhere else where you can double your money with a phone call and yet also do the work of the Almighty and in the same stroke, right? But with the challenge, this makes everything, it doubles the power.
We all want to make a difference in life. This is a perfect opportunity to do that for so many people out there. In fact, I don't know how I ended up with these checks here, but somehow I did. Paul and Sue Warm Beer, $1,000, Northridge Church, Plymouth, Brighton, and Howell. And that's my new wife, Donna's church, so therefore it's become my church. And you know how that works. Anyway, that was $2,500 from them. Wow. Jennifer and Neil. Hey, that's right. My other daughter's listening or watching. Jennifer and Neil, my oldest daughter, and her husband Neil just donated $240 for the challenge. I guess that goes back the other way, or part of it we'll give to Edsel. But anyway, the point is that, well, credit to Edsel anyway. So the other 5 girls, you can up it from 110 or 140. You know.
And we're watching the Purtans actually challenge each other on Facebook Live.
Yeah,
and
I know.
and Jennifer and Neil, if you're listening, Neil, continue good health. We love you, man. And
That's
Neil's
right.
my former boss at Local 4. And
that's true, yeah.
And
now Jennifer's his boss. It's in.
That's how it works. I want to welcome in our first guest for the hour, and that's Alva Adams Mason, who is the Director of Multicultural Business Alliance and Strategy for Toyota Motor North America. That's her day job. But when she has free time, she's also on the National Advisory Board for the Salvation Army. Alva, thank you for joining us, and thank you to Toyota.
You're very, very welcome, Dick. Hi, Guy. Nice to be here. It's good to be here every year to encourage people to donate to the Salvation Army.
And love those boots. Love those boots.
Yes.
If I didn't have flat feet and bad arches, I'd wear those boots.
Yeah. I think they'll feel okay. How about that?
I'm sure they are.
Great.
Sure they are. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, for
So,
10 years, Toyota's Walk in My Boots program has donated 1,700 pairs of winter boots. Those are the boots that Dick is referencing there. And that makes, you know, you can't overstate how important it is to stay warm. And that's something that Toyota has made sure that the recipients through the Salvation Army can make that happen.
So many people involved. And it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Blows me away.
And we've done $130,000 in cash donation to the Detroit Metro Salvation Army as well, along with those 1,700 pairs of winter boots.
Well, on our streaming feed, Alva, right now, we see someone holding a check to the Salvation Army. Am I to assume that's from Toyota North America?
So I don't know. I can't. I am not looking
says
at
it on
the streaming
top.
feed.
Yep, North American. Yep.
It's Toyota North America donating $15,000. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yep.
Very
indeed.
welcome.
What is it about the Salvation Army and the Bed and Bread Club that the folks at Toyota have made such a priority?
Well, you know, many people think of Toyota as just a mobility company, but we truly do care about the communities where we live, work, and play. And we want to make sure that everyone is mobile and they're able to get to where they need to be. And the Salvation Army, I can't think of a better organization for Toyota to partner with, because the Salvation Army they are really about doing the most good and helping those communities that are disenfranchised, people that have been marginalized, and giving people a second chance. And that's what we like so much about the Salvation Army, because they really do care about helping and giving people a second chance.
Well, Alva, we thank you so much. We thank you for the boots. We thank you for the cash donation that keeps bellies full throughout Metro Detroit, 1.3 million meals annually. And please, please, please thank all the folks at Toyota Motor North America. We love them and the work that they're doing.
Thank you so much. It is our pleasure.
I want to get to another good friend on the line. She is Casey Vela, and if that name sounds familiar, it's because she is the daughter of Jim Vela, who, of course, for so many years with the Ford Motor Company Fund, now the founder of the Vela Strategic Philanthropy Group. Casey, good afternoon and welcome.
Hi, thanks for having us.
And you've got some news for us as well.
I do. We have been involved with this as a family for many, many years now, and we always love to call in. My kids are right here, very excited to be on the radio, and they would like to announce from our whole family. I think if you're on the live stream, you can see our big Vela crew there. We do a family gift every year, and just so excited to be involved and be able to support this and be in the position where we can donate $10,000 as a family to this amazing cause.
$10,000, and thanks to the Edsel Ford matching donation, it's going to do the work of $20,000, a wonderful step to our goal of $1.6 million. That's a beautiful family. You got a lot of little ones. That's got to get a little crazy at Christmas time, Casey.
Oh, beyond, and that's Jim right there in the middle as Santa Claus, the true Santa Claus of the family. So it's even probably loud in the background here right now, as we're used to in this crazy stuck-at-home world. So,
If that's Jim, he had to tighten up the Santa suit a little bit, maybe, huh? He looks good. He looks good. You need a shave, but aside from that, Jim.
And
well, the kids couldn't go to the mall. The kids couldn't go to the mall to see Santa, so we brought Santa to that.
That's true. Yeah. Same with me.
And they believed for about 12 seconds.
I believed till I was 15, so.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah, were the kids singing "I Saw Grandma Kissing Santa Claus"? Was that the?
Oh boy,
the song
that would have been interesting.
Yeah, the song of the moment. You've got a beautiful family, Jim, and I know that this is part of what will be your legacy.
It sure will.
Yeah, well, it's important. You know, we wanted to have the family on. You know, normally they come down and they're running all over the place down here at the Radiothon, but it's important for families to give too. You know, we've talked a lot about companies giving. And then Edsel, the Purtan family started with their, family foundation gift, and the Fords came on and gave a gift. And I think it's important for other families to join us as well, because it's a good lesson for all of us to have. And, when we were kids, we did it differently, but, I think it's good to teach the young ones that this is important. And we encourage other families tonight as they're listening or having dinner to say, what can we. You don't necessarily have to give up something to give something. And if a family can give even the 120 or 240 amount, it'll make a big difference, but it'll also teach their family a good lesson. And Casey, she's the family spokesperson.
Well, Santa,
so she always comes on and makes the announcements.
Santa Vela, for those of us that are watching online, we can see some of Santa's socially distanced elves are behind you holding up that very generous check from the Vela family. So thanks so much. It's important. In this COVID-19 environment, Dick and Jackie, we can't always donate our time and do in-person volunteering, but we can make up for that time that we can't give because of the virus by signing a check. That's okay. That is a suitable alternative when you cannot donate your time.
So true.
Go ahead, Jack. I thought you had something. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say one of the big, things that came out of last year, I think was the word kindness. People talked about you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do it. Be kind. It's so easy to be kind. And one of the great ways that you can be kind right now and feel incredible about it is to donate to this program. You are literally, like I said, you don't have to put yourself, you don't break the social distancing rules, but you can feed people. You can give people a place to stay and take care of kids who aren't in school and don't get their school lunches. So it really is amazing. It's an amazing program.
Another good word would be civility. Just show a little more civility to no matter anybody's politics, just civility.
Yep, we're human beings.
Yeah.
To that. The phone lines at the Bullseye Telecom Call Center are open for you. Please join us in this crusade, 833-725-4673. We'll be back to update our tote board. We've also got special guests coming our way, all ahead on News Talk 760 WJR. Please stay with us.
This report is sponsored by Merrill. With Merrill Guided Investing, you have the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Get started at merrilledge.com/investing goals. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner, and Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and
All right, so we're
investment
going to be going to
advisor.
Colonel
Member
Turner after
SIPC.
this, and you know what,
In Macomb
Laura,
County, an
maybe we
accident
share
on
that little
696
story that I've
eastbound.
got going into Colonel John. What do you think?
I'm sorry. Can you please repeat that?
Well, maybe I share that little nugget going into Colonel John as just some timely news.
Absolutely, and let's also do some of these donations. That
Yeah, those came in just as we were wrapping up,
Mhm.
and so yeah, by all means.
I think the lieutenant might be able to help with that, but I could be wrong. I don't know if he has that information in front of him.
I have a buddy that sends me little Happy Friday texts with funny memes, and it's Rodney Dangerfield and Chevy Chase, and Dangerfield says, "I asked my old man if I could go ice skating on the lake. He told me, wait till it's warmer." Just a little Friday haha. Come on, Laura, give me a smile. A little
I
something.
wasn't listening.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Fine. No, that's okay.
I have something to tell Jeff, but he's not there. So
Okay. So for those of you that just joined us on Facebook, I was able to make that donation. I picked up my phone. I thought maybe giving out my credit card number here while I was streaming might not be, even though I trust all of you, I just didn't think it was a very good idea.
you don't even trust me.
So you were the one I was most worried about. I'm just saying. Because I know Bruce has needs, a new collar.
He does need a new collar.
So Bruce, by the way, is this giant. Is he golden?
No, he's a yellow lab.
He's a yellow lab, giant yellow lab that is the funniest, gentle giant you've ever met in your life. He's the biggest puppy I've ever seen.
He is
just
a puppy.
so sweet. So, yeah, it was like that. They just take your credit card number, you're in, you're gone. And my buddy Dan Bernalini just texted me, and he says that he is going to match it with his own donation. And so he's going to match that as well. My good buddy at Aero Heating and Cooling. So we got it rolling here. They're going to have the tote board ready for me at 5:55. I hope.
I hope, but we're still 24 minutes away.
And thanks to all of you listening and commenting on Facebook Live. We appreciate that as well. We do see that there are some people not working the phones. That we got to get those phones ringing there. They're working. The phones aren't ringing. So let's do that. 833-725-4673 for those of you that are listening to our streamathon here.
Wall Street this afternoon, stocks got clobbered. The Dow was down 469, the S&P off 18. Ken Roguski, WJR News. Back to the WJR.
Do you know that when you type Radiothon in a text, it comes out radiation, the autocorrect? That's just not right.
That's right.
The word Radiothon should be enough in the vernacular now that when you text it, it doesn't autocorrect to something else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was telling a friend that I'm hosting the Radiothon, please give, and it came out, I'm hosting the radiation with Dick Purtan, please give. That isn't a good thing.
Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. That's hysterical. That happens all the time. I know what you mean. And when they correct your spelling, they're wrong sometimes. I don't get it.
I know.
I don't get it at all.
That's why their intelligence is only artificial.
Very good. Little AI, huh? Let's see. Add, okay, one. Okay. All right. All right. Anything else I'm supposed to get in here, I'm wondering?
Well, by all means, offer up the remind on the Edsel Challenge.
Yeah, that's right.
We've got Colonel John Turner next.
Okay. All right, good.
I guess it's Lieutenant Colonel. I'm.
You've got the 2021 Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund on WJR. Call and donate right now, 833-SAL-HOPE, or text BREAD to 24365. Now back to more Guy Gordon.
I can't think of anywhere else where you can spend $1 and it will do the work of two, unless it's something illegal. But this is perfectly legal, and what you are doing is you are making the world a better place for those that are not as needy, that are needy in our community. And Dick, we're joined by Colonel John Turner at our Bullseye Telecom call center. I want to share something with you. A lot of news crosses my transom in any given day, and there's a group called Feeding America that has a newsletter, and it's a consortium of food insecurity groups that are battling food insecurity. And they did a survey to say, when it comes to COVID-19 within the United States, where are the areas that have been hardest hit? And I'm sure, Colonel Turner, it won't surprise you to know that they did this by congressional district for some reason, but they found that overall, the food security rate related to COVID-19, that Detroit, Michigan's 13th congressional district, is the worst in the nation. The worst in the nation, with 30% COVID-related food insecurity. And when you look at the 11th district, which is Haley Stevens district, which is Oakland County, Commerce Township, Waterford, White Lake, Pontiac, that is overall the worst for children, with 183% increase in food insecurity just in the past year because of COVID-19. And if that won't inspire you to understand the need in the community, I don't know what will.
Yeah, I had not heard those numbers, but I'm not surprised. From what we have seen, I could certainly agree with those numbers. The trucks go out every day, and food is often one of the first connectors we have with people on the street that need help from the Salvation Army. One of our case managers shared a story with us of meeting a homeless woman who actually had an addiction, a drug addiction, and she came up to the truck like many people do on their first contact with the Salvation Army. She came up to get something to eat. And that particular day, the caseworker was with her and was able to see her go over and get her meal and go to sit down, and went over and sat and chatted with her. And while she was chatting with her, learned that the lady is really at a point in her life where she wants to get her life back. She wants to start living again, but she just didn't know where to turn. And so she was referred, like the caseworkers always do, referred to her to the Salvation Army Harbor Light, where she went. And of course, the first thing that happens is, the food happens, but that's the bread, but the bed part happens too. And they put her into the shelter, and from getting into the shelter, they were able to help her with drug and alcohol treatment, because that's another key part of the Harbor Light down at Martin Luther King and I-96. So she was able to get the treatment for the addiction that she had, and we were able to get her into temporary housing, then into permanent housing. And so when you look at all the scope of things that the Salvation Army does, this continuum of care, we met her on the street. She ended up clean in an apartment afterwards. That's not a handout. If people are thinking, well, this is a handout, you're just getting money to hand out. No, this is a hand up. This is a person who, like Alva just said, needs a second chance. So that's what this is about: second chances and third chances and fourth chances to help them get back on their feet, to where they can live a full life again. And that's what I love about this. And your donations are absolutely needed. You may never have given to the Bed and Bread Club because you thought your gift wasn't needed. Let me tell you, this year it is needed. Some of the most faithful partners of the Bed and Bread Club Radiothon can't give, or had to suspend their monthly support due to the coronavirus. And so we're just asking you, maybe you could take their place, and maybe you could step in and make a donation and help us help people just like this woman on the street that we helped.
Colonel, I ran into a lady at a gas station about 2 months ago, and she was filling up or putting gas in the tank anyway. And I got talking to her, mentioned the Radiothon and so forth, and she said there have been times, many times, even before COVID, that she didn't know if she should have enough gas in her car to go to work to give her family some food. And she had to decide between the two at times. Isn't that just an awful thing? And the Army gives people back some hope. That's a big 4-letter word, I know, but it's a wonderful word. It gives them back hope. And they do it by providing food, another 4-letter word, come to think of it. And it all ties in together. And without hope, I don't know what we would do, no matter what we're talking about.
No question. And this little news nugget that I had showing that the 11th congressional district has the fastest growing food insecurity for children in America. That used to be, remember, Dick, we used to think of that with the Birmingham Bloomfield congressional district is one of the wealthiest and most well-to-do, but that shows you that this economy and this COVID-19, the Detroit Regional Chamber did its State of the Region report yesterday and found that in this region, in Southeast Michigan, 1 out of 4 families financially say this has had a major or catastrophic impact on their finances, COVID-19. 1 out of 4. And to highlight this in the 11th district, the Salvation Army Corps community centers are in Farmington Hills, Plymouth, Pontiac, Royal Oak, Wayne, Westland, those areas in the 11th district and beyond, helping those people. So when you make this donation today, it's not just the Bed and Bread Club, it's to help the shelters and the mission overall of Salvation Army. And we thank you for it. And while for the next 20 minutes, the Edsel Ford match is in effect. So every dollar you give will be matched by the Ford family. $300 from Ozzy in St. Clair Shores. And Dick, he gave that in the name of Dick Purtan, Gene Taylor, and Doc Andrews. And I hear the name of Doc and Gene, and it just brings a smile to my face.
It does. Doc's been gone since 2004, Gene since 2001. I can even tell you the day. But whatever. It's just we're trying to do good. We're trying to do something in this life we'll be remembered by, and remember that on this cold winter, it's been awful that back when the summer comes, and I promise you it will somehow or another, that you gave on this cold weather, this terrible month of February that's been so bad, that you made somebody's life a lot better. So keep that in mind. With that number, 833-SELL-HOPE, 833-SELL-HOPE, which is 833-725-4673.
And we will continue with the match. We'll have another one at the top of the hour, but we've got a lot of ground to cover and to match that $35,000, an incredibly generous offer and generous donation from Edsel and Cynthia Ford. I remember going out on the bread truck with Gene Taylor.
Gene made a lot of trips.
And, I think he did it every Wednesday. And that was his thing. And he took me out there and introduced me. And that was long before my association with the Radiothon. He just wanted me to go out and understand what it was about as a media person in town. And I swear that Gene had more than 2 hands. Because I've never seen somebody juggle soup, sandwich, and hot cocoa for 2 people.
And drive the truck.
Yeah, and
between the stops.
Yes.
It's true.
And he was just, to me, I know that you do this for a lot of reasons. The reason I'm so happy to do it is because Gene was such a dear friend, and he and his wife, Helen, who I worked with at Channel 7 for so many years, just believed in this as well as you for so long. And so this is part of his legacy as well.
For those that may remember the radio show with Gene and Doc on it, maybe given their honor. Wouldn't that be wonderful? $10, as you know, feeds 5 people for a month. And $20, would be 10 people for a month. Did I get that right, Colonel?
Right.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Your numbers work. Winnie would be proud of you.
Yes, I know.
Next time, show your work.
We've got to take a short break, do a little traffic, do a little weather, much more. And while we're gone, pick up the phone and call 833-725-4673.
And a musical tribute, or at least a treat, hopefully coming your way, folks.
Really? Yeah. That sounds both exciting and maybe a little dangerous. We'll do that next here on News Talk 760 WJR.
This report is sponsored by Merrill. With Merrill Guided Investing, you have the option to
Did
work with an
someone drop a
advisor at a low
casserole
cost and
behind you?
minimum.
I heard a
Get
clatter.
started at
Jackie, I don't know.
MerrillEdge.com/investing goals. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner, and Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and investment advisor. Member SIPC.
In Macomb County, an accident on 696 eastbound before 94 that has the right 2 lanes blocked right now. You're stop and go from
You can tell what a nice lady
Lake
Donna
County, an
is.
accident
Normally in
on
our
the,
house when that happens, there's an
75 southbound
expletive that
Clay
happens
Street
after it.
that has the right lane blocked there. Expect delays. Then in Macomb County, that disabled vehicle still blocking the right shoulder on 94 eastbound after 26 mile. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
Well, it was cold last night. We got down in the teens last night. It will not be as cold for tonight. 40 degrees our high this afternoon with some sunshine to enjoy, and 31 tonight. Those numbers above average. Another little round of rain possible early Saturday morning. High Saturday 48, and showers possible Sunday up to 53. I'm meteorologist Scott Lauer. More on News Talk 760 WJR.
I said 2018, which is going to be a change for me.
And the change for 35-year-old Nikki meant surrendering herself to homelessness. Nikki, like many of the other women at the Salvation Army Harbor Light Shelter, had to leave an abusive partner.
Going through a rough time in my life.
Hey, Guy.
Mm-hmm.
We just got an additional donation.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm going to give you more details about this when we come in. We have to hit it really quick before we go to Al. I apologize, Al. I know you can hear me and everyone. It'll take 30 seconds. We're just going to throw to Jim Vella. He'll tell us about it, and we'll get to Al right afterwards.
Okay. So breaking donation news.
It is.
Okay. Is Big Al in the waiting room?
Yeah, he's here. There he is.
Hey, dude.
Hello.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good seeing you. It sounds great.
Well, we're having just too much fun.
Yeah.
And
the quality's wonderful.
yeah, it's pretty incredible. Did you have these little Koss headphones, or did we send them to you?
No, they sent them to me. I can't believe it.
Yeah, this is what I've been working on for the past year.
As a regular listener to your show, I would have not known.
Well, it doesn't add that extra timbre that the massive WJR microphone does,
Right.
but it does doggone well. And a lot of folks don't know, for this summer, I was able to broadcast several shows from my home up north. I mean, the fact that you can be portable now is huge.
I think people are getting used to lesser quality because of all the Zooms and everything.
Well, it's had a big impact. If you've watched on the TV news business,
Mhm.
in some ways, I think it's safer. We're not having to run to get to a soundbite from some guy over in Macomb and having to take the truck over here to get another. You can do it on a Zoom call. And honestly, the viewers don't care. As long as the information is there and it's, it's good information. It's kind of revolutionized things. I would imagine they're probably going to continue it to some extent because they can cover more territory.
I think so.
Wow. Al, in your broadcasting future, in your TV commercials,
yes,
that you do so many, like your billboard work, even the billboard work.
Busy, very busy.
How you can stand there all day, I have no idea, but you've got resilience.
I know.
dude.
It looks good, though.
That's
Yeah.
me. I played a doctor on a billboard on I-96.
Oh, that's a straight line I'm going to leave alone.
Yeah. I was a urologist.
He already kind of mentioned that, Al, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Sort
right.
of, kind of, yeah. That's true. Now, Al, how would you like me to introduce you, sir?
I think just something from the heart, Dick.
Okay. I'll find one if I can.
The son that you never had?
The son I never had. That's
Yeah.
true. That I know of, anyway.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Any way you'd like, Dick. A guy that used to do voices for you occasionally.
Really?
Yeah.
How many did you do?
I did several.
Well, what would lead into what you want to say first?
Well, I can just say it's good to be. Well, I've got a line out that I was going to use to.
Oh, good. Okay. All right, good.
We got just about a minute till we're coming back.
Okay.
Okay, so, and Al, I think you were in the waiting room when Laura broke in, but we've got to go to Jim Vella for an amazing donation that we want to highlight, and then we will come to you.
Okay, good.
Wonderful.
Advisor.
It starts by teaching you words and phrases. Then, sentences gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations about real-life topics. Babbel is created by language experts who use the spaced repetition method to help you learn quickly and remember what you learned. With Babbel, you can speak a new language. Babbel. Language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Welcome to the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on WJR, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund. $120 feeds 10 people for an entire month. To donate what you can, call 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365. Once again, here's Guy.
Some very generous donations coming into our Bullseye Telecom call center. But I see one guy there that's not working, that's not answering a phone. We want you to make him busy, and you can do that by calling 833-SAL-HOPE. That's 833-725-4673. And we want to go live now to the Bullseye Telecom call center. We got some breaking news from Jim Vella. Jim, a big donation we want to share.
Yeah, so we want to acknowledge the Suburban Collection. Dave Fisher Sr. and Jr. have a $10,000 contribution to go towards the match.
Good.
They've been big fans of Dick and big supporters of the Radiothon for many years. They've been with us for a long time, but we really appreciate all they're doing for our community.
Well, and we want to put the challenge out there for all of our friends, all of our auto dealer buddies, dating back to all the wonderful auto shows that we've done over the years with you, to step up and take Dave Fisher's challenge, match his donation. We know it's been a tough year for some, but the dealers have done pretty well. We would hope that you would help those in need, so take that up. The $10,000 donation from Dave Fisher and the family does the work of $20,000, and that's a wonderful thing. Dick, we've got a special guest here, and I will leave it to you to introduce him.
Well, we're talking dollars here, so I'd like to introduce, well, first of all, Maureen Telefaro just phoned in $240, and Shirley and John Peters as well. Now, money. A lot of people don't know this, but on my morning radio show for years, my financial advisor, as well as everybody who worked on the show, their financial advisor was Big Al Muscovito. Yes. And he's, I believe, right here on the phone. Are you there, Al?
I am, Dick, and your stocks that I'm working on are going very, very well.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Very, very well. Yep. I told you to go with the hand sanitizer business.
You did.
And I told you that 2 years ago, and fortunately you listened to me.
That's right. What happened? Did they go down? I haven't heard.
No, they're doing fabulously well. I've made you a very independently wealthy man.
Thank you.
But it's not about me.
Too bad it didn't happen to the other people on the show. Right. But anyway, tell me more.
Well, no, I'm just Guy Gordon. It's great to be on your show. You know, I spent years sucking up to the greatest broadcaster in history, Dick Purtan, and now I'm gonna suck up to you. But I am a regular listener.
Right. I already got kissed today by my dog, so yeah. I don't need any more.
Well.
And it's still not as wet as Al's kisses.
Yeah, that was right. Still drying my ear out here.
I love the Guy Gordon show. I love the Guy. You have been absolutely spectacular. I love the balancing act you do every day, the way you do it. And I've texted you on occasion, going, "Good for you."
I appreciate that. It sometimes is hard in the middle because you get it from both sides.
Yeah. Yes, I know you do.
But I'm honored to be on again another Salvation Army Radiothon, even though I know I'm a last minute fill-in here for a few minutes. I got a call that Jeffrey Toobin couldn't make it, so I'm more than happy to be here.
And stop working.
Yep, right. So. And I'm going to do what I always was supposed to do, and that's give out the phone number how to donate.
Please do.
Let's go to salmish.org, salmish.org, or text BREAD to 24365, or call 833-SAL-HOPE, SALHOPE. PPE, because this is, during a pandemic, this is it's needed even more if that's possible.
Al, let me ask you, are you still on the road? Are you still performing as well as doing the financial work?
Yeah, since you retired and, put your daughter and I in economic straits.
I understand. It was one of those things, bad timing.
It just happens. I've been doing a Gordon Lightfoot tribute show.
I know you have. I've heard about
Very
it.
popular. Very, very popular.
Could you do Gordon Lightfoot for us?
Well, kind of caught me off guard, Dick.
Sure, I'm sure.
But since I have some written down here, I'll do it.
Oh, all right. Might as well.
This is a part of my tribute show, and if this is for our, the folks across the river who can donate to the Salvation Army
too.
as well, because the need is great, and we know we're good friends with our neighbors there. So, in the early morning rain, with a dollar in my hand, if you could read my mind, love, what a tale. At times I just don't know. I'm giving you a medley.
Oh, is that what that was? I thought you were confused. I'm sorry.
Carefree highway, let me slip away. A rainy day, people always seem to know. The legend lives on from the Chippewa down, and there you go.
Could you do the "If You Could Read My Mind" one or not?
I did.
Or did you already do that? There were so many.
I have a special one just for the occasion. The Salvation Army is the best that there is. They help those in need every day. So get out your credit card and call right now and tell them G. Lightfoot sent you their way.
Well, there it is. For any, and I know there are a lot of them, Gordon Lightfoot fans out there on both sides of the river. Folks, you donate at 833-SELL-HOPE or 833-725-4673, right from Big Al Muscovito. Financial man galore.
The voice that drove 1,000 ships onto the shoals.
You know the words.
I'll be on CBC a week from actually November 17th.
Well, good.
For Gordon Lightfoot's, believe it or not, 82nd birthday.
Okay.
That'll be at 8 p.m., 4 a.m. in Newfoundland.
We will be sure to join you for that. By the way, the laughter you hear are from two of your former partners on the Dick Purtan show. Jackie and Jill are both there, who have...
yes, they are. And girls, you have a little treat for us, too. And maybe not as big as Al's, but go ahead.
I didn't know it was going to be right after Gordon Lightfoot, so this is a tad whatever. But this,
I see Jackie and Jill every day when I hack into their computer.
Nice, that's you.
All right, so you got a song for us.
Go ahead.
This is a song that. Do you want to give the history of this song?
No.
Okay.
Well, okay. I had a special on Channel 4 years ago, and this was you girls, along with your four sisters, all performed this song and danced in tuxedos.
All right, ready?
Oh, that's another daughter of mine. Hi, Doggy.
You closed your cover before striking. Your father had the shipfitter blues. Loving you has made me bananas. Do you want the middle part?
As long as we're on, sure. We have time, guys.
As long as you can give it to me in 30 seconds.
There you go.
Burned your finger that evening when my back was turned. I asked the waiter for iodine, but I dined alone. Come on, Dad. Oh, you're red. You closed your cupboard before
striking. Read the shipfitter blues. That shipfitter and writing you has made me bananas. Oh, Guy Mark songs. Loved it.
I never thought anybody would ask me to do more Gordon Lightfoot.
Thank you, Al. Thank you,
Dick. I don't know if
Jill.
you can see the tote board number, but we made the Edsel Ford match, so congratulations to all of our listeners that made that happen. Check out that tote board, Dick. Read the number.
Yes. Very good. 1421, comma, so to speak, 232. $1,421,232. Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Keep them coming. Another hour to go, right, Guy?
It means that we have to do still $178,000 plus in donations to make it to our goal of $1.6 million. So, Dick, your work is not yet done.
Tell you what I'm going to do.
And you're going to match that? Big Al's going to match that.
With Big Al as our financial advisor, no, you got the money, don't you, buddy?
That Kelvinator stock he bought for you, Dick, has finally come in. So
it's one of those other things in the kitchen. I don't know anything about that.
And so we will continue to make that number roll, but we could only do it with your help. And we are asking you from the bottom of our heart to do that and to open your heart to the neediest in Detroit by calling 833-725-4673 or text the word bread to 24365. Big Al, it's good to hear from you. Always good to see you, buddy.
Thank you, guys. You're the best. You're doing wonderful.
Dick
Thank you, Al.
We'll
Wish
be
you
back.
had.
We're in the
back
home
in those
stretch.
days.
60 minutes to go. Another great challenge coming your way, and we will have Jack Aronson next on the Bed and Bread Club Radiothon 34th Annual with Dick Purtan when we come back.
Thank you.
This report is sponsored by Merrill. With Merrill Guided Investing, you have the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Get started at merrilledge.com/investing goals. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner, and Smith Incorporated, both a registered broker-dealer and
Dick, who originally did that song?
Guy Marks.
An accident on 696
Okay.
eastbound
Because he did it almost in the old Eddie Cantor type.
Crash it.
You know,
And in
the
Wayne
old
County, an
radio
accident
guy
on
thing,
75
right?
southbound at Clay Street that has the
I love
right
that
lane.
song. We just had to get it in somehow. So we did.
Weather Channel sponsored by the Cremation
You know how it
Society of
is.
Michigan.
You know, I'm sure
Again.
that's not the
Society of
first
Michigan
dog to
has
react
been
to
providing
Big
dignified
Al
cremation
singing.
services.
I can hardly hear you. I've got because
I know. We got
the. That's better. Now
there
I
we
can
go.
hear.
Get rid of the traffic and weather. Oh,
Yeah.
good deal. Well, I'm hopeful that we can do 178,000 in the last 60
Wow,
minutes
that's
here.
a lot to get to. Yeah, I know. Okay, well, we're getting close anyway. So
Yes, sir.
hope
And
so.
I would bet we've got some stuff to get to yet, and we'll await that. But
Well, of course, we got Tim, right? Coming up, Tim Allen.
that's right. Have you seen his new show?
No, I've heard about it.
So I'm gonna see if he agrees with this. If you've ever watched the Great British Baking Show, where they give them the ingredients and then they got to make something out of it,
Yeah.
it's like that. Only the things that they make will blow up or catch fire. It's
It sounds, yes. What is it? Absolute something. I don't know.
assembly required.
Oh, assembly. That's what it is.
Assembly required on the History Channel, and it is.
That's right.
It is funny, as you would expect it would be, but it's really cool to see these guys that really are that know their way around a metal shop, a wood shop, and can make stuff in just an hour and a half. And of course, it doesn't always work, and that's the fun part. But it's a
Gotcha.
great concept.
I know nothing technical or mechanical. Nothing at all. So those really are two of my most unfavorite words. Assembly required.
Do it yourself.
Oh God, another one.
No,
I know. But
we just finished 2 home remodel projects. My daughter and son-in-law did one, and then I was doing one up north with Gail, and have gotten handier over the years, but that doesn't mean that at one point we didn't have a counter that didn't quite, that we cut a little too short.
Oh dear.
We were thinking we were going to have to go back to Lowe's and maybe get another slab of wood, but it worked out okay. We figured
Good.
it out. But,
Whereabouts up north?
on Wanloon Lake.
I've heard of it, but I don't know much
It's
about
near
it.
Petoskey. It's just a wonderful place to go and decompress. But Gail
Yeah.
got this. We found some bobcat tracks near the house in the snow.
That's fun.
So I
Wow.
rigged up some trail cams outside
Mhm.
that are linked to the internet. So she
And you
I,
did it? Wow, I'm impressed.
Oh yeah, they're super easy. But at 1 or 2 a.m., our phones will go off to let us know that a deer or a fox walked by one of these trail cams,
Uh-huh.
and we really don't mind being awakened for that. It's really kind of fun. It's a little weird, but it's fun.
Apparently so. Yeah, exactly. I know. Don and I planned our marriage up north near Petoskey, and then because of COVID, it all didn't work out. So we came back and realized that my house on Upper Straits Lake had a bridge and 2 ponds over it, and realized that would look great. So that's where we ended up getting married last June. So
Oh, that's beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
I know that you guys were engaged. We've been thinking about you when you introduced us to Donna last year at this time. So
Mhm. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
we were just excited for you both. Where were you going to go up north? Because Gail and I have hosted 2 weddings up there in the past 3 years.
I don't know, some big hotel, some beautiful thing that overlooked Lake Michigan, I believe.
Was it the Perry Hotel in Petoskey?
No, it wasn't in Petoskey. It was like 40 miles, 30 miles, 20 miles from there, something like that.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. I really don't. I know very little about up north. I really don't. I'm not a golfer like Frank, for example,
Oh, yeah. Frank is his golf tours are the stuff of legend.
Yes, I can imagine.
I joined the guys up at one in the UP.
Mhm.
It's called Grey Walls, and it was the most amazing golf course. I've been to Scotland, and I've never seen anything like that. It was just incredible.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
we've got some amazing courses here in Michigan, and Bay Harbor there, of course, in Petoskey is one of the most beautiful ones.
That I think is where the marriage was going to be, Bay Harbor. I think that's what it was. I think so. I have a friend, Tom Warden, lives up there. So
Yeah, well, and Art Van used to have his home up there.
I've seen that home
God-
from across from
God rest his soul.
Tom's.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and the DeVosses have a place up there too. And
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yep, I did know
Yeah,
that.
it's pretty nice. We had my daughter's rehearsal dinner was there in
Mhm.
Bay Harbor, so it's
Mhm.
it's a beautiful spot. There's also all kinds of wineries up there now, which really is that's my kind of tourism.
Mhm.
That's you can.
Donna, what's the name of the winery? Your boss was Tom who? Cellini or Celani. I guess the wine's called Cellini wine. It's quite expensive, and Celani Vineyards. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Rhonda Walker was married at or had one of her things at the Chilani Vineyard out in Napa.
Oh, really? Wow.
Tom's home and his vineyard out there is
Mhm.
just amazing. And,
Wow. Wow.
Remember back in the days when we could actually travel.
Yes, I remember those days. That's why I suggested, next, if you want to get a tan, go to Toledo, go to even Ypsilanti, give you a nice tan.
So we've had a request to read the number a little slower.
The 833 Sell Hope.
And so that's yeah.
Okay.
I
Every
don't know-
year. I've
I
heard
don't
that
know
every year.
how we lengthen out Sal Hope.
Yeah, I know.
But we will try.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the 34th Annual Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund on News Talk 760 WJR. With 3 ways to donate now. Visit salmish.org, text BREAD to 24365, or call 833-SAL-HOPE and help keep the bed and bread trucks rolling. Now, with more, here's Guy Gordon.
We only have 55 short minutes to raise $178,000 to get us to the all-important $1.6 million match and $1 million total. But we've got a great match to tell you about in a moment. But remember, we are trying to provide 1.3 million meals annually. That's 3,600 meals every day and 111,000 nights of shelter annually through the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club. And Dick, we can't overstate enough just how much this means to the people that are served by the Salvation Army.
Well, this is really kind of a big deal. This thing has been going, as you said, 34 years, and we've had calls from stations all over the country and people all over the country saying, well, you guys do so well. How do you go about doing it? And we really did advise through the years a lot of people, I don't know, secrets or whatever the techniques we used, and to raise a lot of money. So we're still doing it. And I hope those organizations in different cities are still on the air doing it too, because the cause is everywhere. Detroit, unfortunately, is number 1 on the list in so many areas, as you were talking earlier in the show. So, and the Colonel was too, and Jim Vella.
Well, and we know too that it's one of those things that if we were to tell them the secret to the success of this radiothon, I would tell them import a lot of Detroiters into your community because they're the most generous people on earth. And
They
Jackie's
are.
nodding her head.
Oh, yeah.
It's true. And the WJR family, and before all the stations you worked with, they come through again and again, year after year. And we're really going to have to lean on them this year to make it to that finish line of 1.6 million. I want to bring in a gentleman that's going to help us do that in a big way. We know Jack Aronson from his years as an entrepreneur in the food business. He is now the founder of Clean Planet Foods. Jack Aronson, I know you've got a challenge. Welcome to the Radiothon.
Thank you. Good to hear from everybody.
And I want to bring in Colonel Turner as well, because he has been a partner of yours in the good deed business for a long time. Colonel Turner?
Hey, Jack. How you doing today?
I am doing terrific. It's great to hear your voice.
Terrific.
Attaboy, Jack.
Our Radiothon's doing well, and it could do even better. And Jack, you've helped us so many times over the years. I remember going to your place over in Ferndale when it was Garden Fresh, and touring the place and just being absolutely amazed. And but more than that, amazed by the kind of support that you and your wife have given the Salvation Army over all these years. Helped so many people, provided so many meals, so many nights of shelter. And we just want to thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. Have somebody drive around with Dick on the food truck, and they'll look at the world in a different way. It's really amazing what he's pulled off this last, I'm going to say it wrong. Is it 20 years? It's been a long time.
Well, I remember, Dale Johnson and myself stopped at your place just kind of cold, and you ended up coming out and talking to us, and we started to make the pitch for getting involved with the Salvation Army and the Bed and Bread Club. And by gosh, you sure have done that, Jack. You sure have done it. Thank you.
It's been an honor and a pleasure.
You've got something special to share with us, and it's kind of a different kind of challenge. So explain it to us, because I think this will take us down the home stretch and across the finish line.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we have like 50 minutes left. And at first I was thinking to do several matches, and we can break that up into 3, or we can just do one match of $75,000. So whatever's going to help the folks out here the most.
Well,
all right. So it's what we've got is a $25,000 match. We'll say that's for the next 15 to 20 minutes. We need you to match that $25,000. The only way to do it, and I'll read the number slowly. 833. Write this down. 833-725-4673. Or 833 Sal Hope.
Every year. Read the number slowly. It's almost like Young Frankenstein. Put the candle back.
Or you could text bread also to 24365. You can make a donation texting also.
That's right. 24/365. No slash, but I mean, just trying to make it easier.
Jack, tell us about the Artichoke Garlic Foundation, because somehow you've managed to squeeze my 2 favorite things into one foundation.
Yeah, it was named after one of our most popular, flavors. And it's so funny. We were with a trust attorney, and we wanted to start this foundation after we sold Garden Fresh. And that came up with, I want artichoke garlic. And our great, attorney, Julius Gianmarco, said, well, you won't have to worry about somebody else having that name.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So we were able to start that. And now we've started, my non-compete ran out with the people that bought Garden Fresh. And we've started Missy and Mel's salsa. It's the best salsa I've ever made. And that's at stores now. And there's going to be a big charity component to that, the purchase of those products. And, hey, my goal is to give you twice as much next year.
Wow.
Jack, I didn't quite catch the name of the new company, and I want to make sure that our listeners do. What's the name of it again?
It's Missy and Mel's. My daughter Melissa and my daughter Melanie. It's named after them, Missy and Mel's. And it's run by 2 of our sons, Jack and Daniel. And it's just great. I'm having people grow me organic Scotch bonnet peppers in the Carolinas. I get hatch green chilies shipped in from New Mexico that are fire roasted. We just brought around 10,000 pounds of those, and it's just great. It's called Legendary Hatch green chili, and it's probably the best sauce I've ever made. I've made probably 100 different ones for companies all over the globe. You know, we became the largest fresh sauce in America, but I haven't come close to what the quality of these products. So it's been fun for me. They do all the work, and I'm that professor in the kitchen element.
You've got me hooked. You tell me where to find it, and I will get me some, because that sounds you had me at roasted peppers. That sounds terrific. Well, Jack, we thank you so much. Now, so we've got what will basically be 3 challenges. We need to meet that first challenge right now. It's $25,000, courtesy of the Artichoke Garlic Foundation from Jack Aronson, and we got to make that match before we get to the bottom of the hour, folks, because there's another one coming up after that. So, 833 Sal Hope. Yes, sir.
I was going to say, my wife Annette had her 65th birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday to Annette.
We're really grateful for that. So if all 3 of these matches are made, we are going to do another $25,000. So let's do that in honor of my wife Annette, who's been the backbone.
Okay.
Well, happy birthday, Annette, and I can't think of a more wonderful present than to make the lives more bearable for those that have been have had misfortune cast upon them. So thank you so much. We've got to get to the traffic here, and when we come back, we'll make sure that we get that match completed. Perhaps we can move on to the next one. Only you can make that happen by texting the word bread to 24365 or going to salmish.org or calling 833-SAL-HOPE. Back with more on the Bed and Bread Club Radiothon here on News Talk 760 WJR. Michael Stetz, traffic first.
Nice and slow.
Thank you very much, Guy. In Wayne County, some good news. That incident from earlier on 75 southbound at Clay Street, that is now cleared. In Macomb County, more good news.
Someone back in the day had a bit like that for the Evelyn Wood Slow Reading Club or something like that.
It'd be like a Bob and Ray thing, maybe?
Yes, it was a take, or Hudson and Landry, one of those old teams.
One of those guys, yeah. I know. I was once offered the job to replace Bob and Ray in New York and WOR. And I had a meeting at the London Chop House with the general manager, Herb Salzman, and he kept talking about the afternoon act that he was going to let go. And he wanted me to replace this afternoon act. And I finally said, well, Herb, you keep saying her afternoon act. Who was your afternoon act? He said, Bob and Ray. I said, you want me to replace Bob and Ray? He said, yeah. I said, why? He said, because they're not making it rating-wise. Yeah. So as it turned out, I did not replace Bob and Ray. Thank God. How would you ever do that? But
You're talking to the guy that replaced Bill Bonds. Okay, I'm telling you, you don't want to do that.
Never even thought of that. Sure, of course, yeah.
You weren't scared of the poor guy.
There's people you don't replace.
No, that's true. One of the Channel 7 guys, I can't remember, Larry somebody, I think, but he apparently was a little slow at times in responding to people. And so one of the stagehands, forget his name now, Jimmy. Anyway, he had a sign made around his neck. And when he would say, hi, Larry, and then he would turn the sign around so that Larry could read the sign. It would say, fine, how are you? Yeah, one of those deals. So it's, hey, it happens. But anyway, I remember Bob and Ray, the Slow Talkers of America. It was just great stuff.
You had when I came here in 84, it was such a funny crew that we had at Channel 7 at that time. Because we had John and Marilyn, and they were just delightful.
That's Jim Osborne's staff, really hired, right? Wasn't that
exactly.
It?
Kind of the dream team there.
Sure.
But there was, God, and I'm struggling to remember his name, and he was such a dear man. But he had been Soupy Sales floor director. He was the guy that was Blacktooth and White Fang. It was his
I know who that was. His name was Clyde Adler.
Clyde Adler, thank you.
Yeah.
And he was still throwing cues at us when I first started anchoring at XYZ. Mm-hmm. And put all the stories he had, never got the recognition that he deserved for what he brought to that show.
He was Blacktooth and White Fang.
Yeah.
He did them all. I've got some Soupy Sales jokes that I've heard lately but I would rather not share on a communications setup.
Family, but wasn't he famous? Didn't he know something like 10,000 jokes or something like that?
At least.
I mean, he had an amazing.
Oh, sorry. Just speaking of White Fang, you should mention Jim Oakes.
Jim Oakes, and not mention Art Survey. Bozo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How did we lose Jim?
Oh,
Jim had small cell cancer, lung cancer. And I talked to him about a week and a half before he died, and he did not sound good, but I sure didn't. I should say that about Jim, but also about Art, both the same kind of situation. I talked to him, and a week or so later, they both died. And Jim had the small cell lung cancer, and Art had the cardiac problems. That's what it was, and they were non-operable.
But Jim had to be he's only a couple years older than I am. So
He was 69.
65?
Jim was 69.
Jeez.
Yeah, 69. And Art was he was 86. Art was a little older, but God, he looked fabulous. He really did look good. Yeah, it's a terrible thing, I don't know.
Well, Jim was doing Good Afternoon Detroit when I first came to town, but he was also doing stuff with you.
Mm-hmm.
And what voices did he do? Because I've forgotten.
Well, he did My Agent Saul. He did Jackie
Kasem.
Who?
Casey Kasem.
Casey. Oh, Casey, of course. He and
Kevin O'Neill.
Kevin O'Neill. We always had Casey offs between those two because both of them were on the show. So I don't know. He did a bunch of others too. Trying to remember now. If you go to my website, they actually have, and they've left it up. It's Jim's voices, a lot of Jim's voices.
Laura, you've got some info for us?
Yep, I just want to make sure everyone's seeing the chat that Jeff's sending us notes here right now. We're coming back in less than 30 seconds, and Tim Allen is on the phone.
Oh, wow.
Okay, got it.
I think that was everything. I hope I didn't forget anything.
No.
Oh, and Jack had dropped, so don't go to him. We're trying to get him back, just so you know.
Oh, good to know.
I know Jackie saw my note.
Have we met the match yet? Do we know?
I would hope, but I don't think so.
Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club
Jeff, if
Radiothon,
you're there, let us know if
presented
we've
by
met
Ford
that
Motor
match, 'cause
Company
we'll want to pivot to the
on
next one.
WJR.
Tell us what
Call
we do
and
next.
donate right now. 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365. Now back to more Guy Gordon.
And we're trying to reach a very important match as we sprint to the finish line here. Only 40 minutes left in our Radiothon, our 34th annual. And we want to tell you about the wonderful $25,000 match from Jack and Annette Aronson. We got to make that match before we move to the next one. And we're going to have to get these matches in because it's Annette's birthday, and it's just because.
Just because. That's
so,
right.
By all means, get on the phone now or get online. And the first match was met. That's the word from Jeff Sell. So we move to the next one. Another generous $25,000 match from Jack and Annette Aronson. So your $240 donation, which is the most popular level, that will feed 10 people for nearly a month. That will do the work of $480, thanks to Jack and Annette. You double your money. You can't get that deal anywhere else.
Good point. You should run a casino.
I don't know that I could stand the pressure. I would be like another famous casino. I'd be the only guy other than the former. Well, I'm not going to get into that. But the only guy that lose money doing casino work. But that's neither here nor there. Let's bring in the. We're going to get to the tote board here before too long, and we want to make sure that we see a 1 at the beginning and then a 6. But that's going to take some work.
It's going to take some work, yeah.
We had 100, but we know that we're at least $50,000 closer thanks to the making of the match. But we've only got 40 minutes to do the rest of the work, and we know that you can take us across the finish line, Detroit. So please give us a call at 833-SAL-HOPE or by texting the word BREAD to 24365. And Dick, you've had so many memories that you've made, people that you've met when you get on the Bed and Bread truck. I know, Jackie, the same for you. I remember an elderly woman who lived in one of the lower rise apartment buildings that was on the Bed and Bread truck route, and she was in a wheelchair, and she was so frustrated because she could no longer cook. She loved to cook, but she couldn't stand at the stove anymore. But she would wheel down, and so she couldn't fix her own meals. But she would wheel down to that truck every day, and it meant so much to her. And she was hoping to get back on her feet. She'd had a couple falls, but she said, in the meantime, this is the only way that I get a meal. And that's how important the Bed and Bread truck was to her. And the people like that are seared into your memory because they are dear, they are sweet, and they've just had a ton of misfortune thrown up on them.
Yeah, a lot of people around where time is kind of forgotten, and events have just been too tough for them, and that's just the way it is. And the Army, I don't know of any other organization that can do what the Army does in such a vast scale. From 1918 during the Spanish flu to this current COVID thing, they're out there feeding, giving people hope. Legal advice. They have people on the truck that give all kinds of advice: clothing, gloves, hats, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we've got a very special guest joining us. He's got a new show. He is Detroit through and through. Tim Allen, welcome to the Radiothon. It's going to be good to hear your voice. How you doing?
Hey, come on. I'm the original great voice of the Great Lakes.
You are.
Yes, you are. That's true.
Come on, J.P. McCarthy. I was just thinking about that guy for some reason. Then because I hear Dick Burton's voice was probably the greatest voice ever out there. I love Burton's
there's
voice.
No question. Sure. Great voice.
Well, there is a question, Dick.
Yes, indeed, Tim. Go ahead.
You're not the one that should say no question. I have to say you got the great voice. And you go, oh, gee, thanks very much, Tim.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's how it works, my friend.
That's in Hollywood, but unfortunately, I'm in Toledo. But
that's a schmooze 101 for you, Dick.
I know.
There you go.
Yeah,
I got out of a deprogramming spa. Hey, they've got new deprogramming spas out here in California.
Oh, do they? Well,
the menu is Colonel Bernie Sanders chicken, only serves left wings, and A.O. Caesar salad. It's quite a nice
Really? That's interesting. Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm
surprised you're not at CPAC, Tim.
I'm very cleared out. I'm woke up. I now
don't use that word, please.
transgender.
No woke,
Yes,
please. No woke.
I'm all good, my friend. It's good to hear you guys. It's good to be part of this thing. Thanks for calling or asking.
Thank you
me
for
or whatever
being part once again.
It's great to have you with us. Tell us about your new show. I caught the first episode of Assembly Required, and it was fabulous. But share with us, with the listeners, what it's really about. It's a reality show and great fun.
The original idea, I worked it out with a producer and a great personal friend, actually my daughter, Kate Fox. She and I, a long time ago, came up with an idea to mentor and encourage people that fix stuff, because we're both, my family, I love fixing stuff, and I don't like people that throw stuff out. I like people that upgrade, and it translates into politics, and you like the people that actually do stuff, forget the politics. How do I get it done? So we designed a show to encourage that and find builders around the country, men and women, that just fix stuff and get stuff done. The virus, as my neighbor kid calls it, the Christmas tree ornament virus, because the pictures, it's actually kind of nice looking. It's a new Christmas tree ornament. You got to stay 6 feet away from it. So we decided to do this, but because the virus had turned into more of a competition show for History Channel, wasn't exactly what we had in mind. It is what it is, and I was impressed with the crew. We send out stuff to these crews around the country. It was supposed to be in a big, if you ever watched the Beat Bobby Flay, it was scheduled to be like that, but the virus changed it so we couldn't go out. And it became very interesting in how to encourage people to build stuff and encourage people to look at how people that solve problems. And it was a flash in the pan. It didn't look like it was going to go. And then I asked one of my buddies, Richard Karn, one of my managers, why don't you ask him to help you with it? And it turned into this wonderful thing, because we see each other all the time anyway. And it's kind of like a reality. It's a real tool time. He and I are much like the characters we played on Home Improvement. And I said that was funny because we're 4 shows away from 197, I think, shows of Last Man Standing. And this looks like it'll be our last year. And it kind of sad end in that. And at the same time, I'm in production on the Assembly Required. It's a nice transition to back into doing something with Richard Karn. And also it's very motivational. It turned out a bit silly for me personally, because I didn't want it. I've never done reality shows, and like Jay Leno, who I'm working with this week, he said, it's something different. It's not the same thing. I said, no, Jay, it's not the same thing. You sit there it's like doing live radio, to be honest with you. You're there for 5-6 hours, and there's no breaks, and you're acting like you're real. And for actors like me or comedians, it's a little difficult because you're on all the time. Of course, we edit some of it because it only can be on for some time. But I'd had more than one occasion where the director would go, you can't talk like this. I'm not used to ad-libbing that much.
Tim, I don't want to let you go. You've got a gift for the Salvation Army, and I want you to have a chance to tell us about it.
Well, here's the deal. It's like I like to do the same thing for. I got let's say $25K right here, but the only reason I'm giving it to you if I can get 5 people to get $5K a piece.
Whoa.
Well, you got to get people out there. You got to jump in with $5K.
Okay.
That's not Canadian. That's U.S. What's left of the U.S. dollar.
Yeah.
And then I'll match it with $25K that I've got sitting right here in gold. I've got a little pile of gold coins right here.
Okay. All right.
Are those Coleman Young's Krugerrands that we've been trying to find for so many years?
As a matter of fact, I'm a little embarrassed to say they are.
Okay, I just yeah.
That was a police chief, wasn't it? That they fell out of the ceiling or something?
Right, he's here with me.
And your show is Assembly Required? Are you serious?
Assembly Required on the History Channel Tuesday nights, 7:00 Pacific time, I believe. And
When I hear
we got 8
that
episodes.
title, like the next word out of my mouth is, Assembly Required? You got to be kidding. But
It's really interesting. It's really interesting watching people in 90 minutes do a build. We give them a problem, see if you can figure out what's the problem with this device, add it to the next device, which comes in next week. Then they got 5 days to put it together into a massive build. And they're rocket scientists. A couple girls are, you get builders of all different genders and colors. They're just builders. And it's fascinating to watch people that solve problems. It's just really encouraging to see that people do that.
Tim, I explained it to Dick this way. It's like the Great British Bake Off if the cakes exploded or caught fire at the end.
Yes. They said I want it to be a little more serious. It'll get a little more serious, meaning I like the builds to encourage kids to get off their phones and work with your hands. Encourage the people that do this stuff are really special people that do plumbing, electrical, all that stuff. I just love that stuff and love the people, men and women that fix stuff instead of complain about stuff.
I do too, but I can't do it. So in a hardware store, my wife was investigating, trying to get some chain link to put up something or other. And I actually jumped up and down next to the man, and I said, I hate hardware stores. And I still do, but I am going to watch your show. I promise, Tim.
Tim, they're giving us a hard rap, but we wish you great luck with the show on History Channel. We'll be watching Tuesday nights. I can't wait to see what the second episode brings.
But more importantly, I need 5 people out there. Call in immediately, 5 apiece or whatever that is in your $240. But I'm going to match it, and I've got this $25K here for the Salvation Army. You guys do busting up great work, and I'm so grateful that you called me.
Thank you, Tim.
We thank you so much. Tim Allen, take care, and we'll make sure we watch your new show. Wait, we've got to get, should I go to Jack Aronson very quickly here? We've got a tote board announcement. Jack, are you there? Have you got the tote board?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Read that number, my friend.
Oh, I can't see anything. But
there it is. Do you see it now?
No.
All right, I'll read it for you. $1,551,769. We're almost there. We need to make 50,000 over the next 30 minutes, and we'll be back to do that on News Talk 760 WJR.
See ya.
In the city, some good news. That incident from earlier on 75 southbound after 94, that is now cleared from the right lane. And in Macomb County, disabled vehicle blocking the right shoulder right now, 94 eastbound after 26 mile. Now WJR weather first. From the Weather Channel, sponsored by the Metro Detroit chapter of Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors National Association, SMACNA. SMACNA contractors fabricate, install, and service heating and cooling ventilation systems, build metal roofing, and much more for your commercial, industrial, public, or residential project. They take all the necessary precautions, getting the job done right and on time. Hire Detroit's best, smacnad.org. Rain showers this evening, steady rain overnight tonight, a low of 32. Right now it's 36 degrees. I'm Michael Stetz, WJR News. Next.
U.S. health advisors have endorsed a one-dose coronavirus vaccine made by Johnson & Johnson. The FDA is expected to quickly follow the recommendations and make J&J's shot available. The U.S. government says when it approved, it'll protect more people faster. COVID cases and deaths have been falling dramatically since January. Johnson & Johnson says it can deliver 20 million doses by the end of March and 100 million more doses by the end of June. Detroit Public Schools Community District is bringing back students for in-person classes March the 8th. Superintendent Nikolai Vitti made the announcement, but added that they do have the option to continue with online learning if they choose. The second day of the 2021 Conservative Action Committee in Orlando is underway, and the crowd, showing their enthusiasm for liberty, chanted freedom. Former President Trump's expected to speak at CPAC on Sunday, despite some Republicans not wanting him. The city of Detroit has reported that 23 Whole Foods employees have tested positive for COVID-19. The city's health department was informed of the positive cases at the store on Mack near Woodward and offered rapid testing of the 196 employees.
Can they turn this on? Yeah.
Yes, there we go. So before we get to Richard, do we want to go back to Jack because we didn't get him in the last segment?
Jack is gone. He had to be out by 6:35.
Crap. Okay.
Oh, no. Does that mean he won't be on between now at all and 7?
It's my understanding he had an appointment he had to get to, which is why we were trying to get to him when we were.
Oh, nuts.
Well,
I thanked him and talked to him on the phone and
he's
whatnot.
okay.
He sounded good.
Yeah, it was a miscommunication. We met the second match, and that's what we were going to try to get him to announce. And I think the communication got mixed up because we got Tote in between it all.
Okay.
So Jack knew about the second match being met, and that's what he was supposed to announce, not the Tote, because he's on the phone. He doesn't visually see it.
Oh yeah.
Got it. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
It's okay.
That's all right. I just don't.
Sure.
I want to make sure that he's included, and that was a very generous thing. And yet,
everything's good. I talked with him. No hard feelings. We're all set.
Okay.
And Richard is on the phone. He's there.
Now, who is Richard?
Richard Genty.
Oh, okay, good.
And his wife's name is Kathy. And
Kathy?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And she is a delight as well.
Is she okay?
I don't have anything here after 6:42. When do you want us to start reading the thank yous? To start sprinkling them in for this half hour, Laura?
You guys can start doing that as soon as you would like to, because I know the list is long, and it's probably best to break those up.
Dick, do you have these? Did these get printed up for you? All of our sponsors and folks like that? And also the other
I don't think
folks
so.
that have delivered matches.
And we've got to show the blanket too.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So we can do that. Let's see. I don't think I don't have the list. Let me see here. I know I was supposed to. Somewhere I read in here we were going to rotate. It said rotate the sponsors. But I don't know where that is. I'm looking right now to see if I can find that. Doggone it.
Dick, I believe Jeff emailed those to you. I don't know if you have access to your email right now.
Well, maybe on somebody else's computer or phone. So she'll see what she can find. Yeah. I'd like to show just at the very end, real quickly, if there's time, just to show Donna's hair.
We're coming
now.
back in 30 seconds. Sorry, not to interrupt you.
Okay, no problem. If we have any time at all, which we may without Jack, to just show Donna's hair as to what the hair curler before this is it. I mean, it'll be a second and a half, if that, because I had to talk her into that and this. So.
Well, and we don't want you to be sleeping outside with your Salvation Army blanket.
No, but I wouldn't
tonight.
mind here. Here it's been 80 degrees, so. But I don't see the name.
The Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on WJR, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund. $120 feeds 10 people for an entire month. To donate what you can, call 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365. Once again, here's Guy.
All right, so we have completed the second Jack and Annette Aronson Foundation match of $25,000. That means another $50,000 in the kitty. We can get a third one underway now. So we're operating for the next few minutes here under a $25,000 challenge from Jack and Annette Aronson. And that last one was met thanks to the Wheeler Foundation with a wonderful donation of $25,000.
Wow.
So they matched it in a lump sum. Of course, we've also got Tim Allen. He's got a $25,000 check. He's asking for five $5,000 matches, and we'll see if we can get those. Terrific, 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 and perhaps a fourth one before we get to the finish line here. Want to welcome in an old friend who I met during all the auto show days, Richard Genthi of Genthi Chevrolet. He and Kathy do so much wonderful work in this community. Richard, good afternoon or good evening.
Well, good evening. It's good to be able to speak with you. And Dick, it's great to hear your voice again.
Thank you, Richard. It's been a long time, you and me together from these radiothons. You were one of the very first.
It's got to be bucking 30 years.
Yeah, I know.
I remember it was the early, somewhere around 92 when we started the corporate match program and so forth. And
sure,
throughout these years, this has been such a wonderful organization. And the fact that everything goes to take care of everybody in Detroit is just so wonderful to be a part of.
It certainly is. And speaking of parts, I think it's a little more separated, Richard, than it was 30 years ago. But you're looking good. A lot of hair there. I mean, still, some's gone. But, I'm one of the few guys that has retained everything. Why? I don't know. Is that because your mother... No, was it your mother's father determines how much hair us men have in, older age or something?
I didn't have any hope in that department because both maternal and paternal were bald from about 60 on, and we're just a little bit behind them. Hey,
you're looking pretty good though. Pretty doggone good. Yeah.
Well,
and look at Guy here. My God, you got a full head of hair, Guy. You look great.
I've kept my hair, but I lost my mind underneath it. So it's
it's always something, isn't it? Though always something.
Yeah. Richard, it's been I see here. It's not just Genthi Chevrolet. It's Genthi Honda and Genthi Power Sports. Tell me about the Power Sports part of that.
Well, that was something we added in 2015. My daughter Emily runs that division now, and she's grown it into the largest Honda Power Sports dealer in the state of Michigan. So very proud of all the work that she's done, and Andrew at Genthi Honda and Bruce at Genthi Chevrolet. It's great to have 3 of the 6 kids in the business and doing so well. As the 4th generation, it's hard to believe.
Oh my gosh!
Since 1916, Genthis have been doing automobiles downriver. So it's quite a feat.
You're looking good for those years, I'll tell you that, Richard.
Well, thanks so much. Hey, listen, I know that in talking with them, the kids, and fortunately through the contributions of our employees that raised over during the Christmas holidays and so forth, we like to take up one of Tim Allen's matches, and they have $5,217.
All right,
to bring to the cause, which is great. So
thank you so much.
That. And and on top of that, Kathy and I would also like to pick up another one of the $5,000 matches, and ourselves, and jump right along in with them. So pleased to be able to do that. And we're just so thankful for all the work that all of you do each and every year to make this opportunity possible.
You represent an awful lot of people, Richard, who listen to this and participate in the Radiothon, but 30 years of it, and you're still active and working and giving contributions, and it's just wonderful. I can't say enough.
Well, thank you very much. We took a look at it, and by staying, it's kind of like investing. Start early, no matter how much you're doing, and I just was talking to Bruce this afternoon. It's been close to $380,000 over those years.
Wow, that we really wonderful
contribute, and boy, it's just with gratitude that we're able to do so, and I'd like to continue to thank all of our employees for their loyalty and their generosity in joining us through all these years.
That's great. That's great. Well, thank you, Richard. We sure appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
We certainly do. And Tim Allen will be delighted to hear that you matched him not once, not twice, but 3 times. So thank you so much. And my best to Kathy. We miss seeing you guys out and about at all the various philanthropic things that you do, but I'm sure those days will return mighty soon.
Yep.
Well, we certainly hope so. That's for sure. Thank you so very much.
Richard, take care, and thank
Richard,
you, and our best to Kathy.
Southgate.
And we've only got now two $5,000 donations that we need to match Tim Allen. That's on top of the Jack and Annette Aronson Foundation match that we're trying to get to. Dick, I want to get through a few of our fine sponsors and donors that we haven't had a chance to thank, but before we get to the end of the road here, we want to make sure we do that. Mary Culler and the Ford Motor Company Fund, our presenting sponsor. Thank you so much, Jack and Annette Aronson and the Garlic and Artichoke Foundation. Big match from them, almost $65,000, I believe. Edsel and Cynthia Ford with their $35,000 match. Pat Moran and the Moran Automotive Group, so active in our community. It's some group here called the Purtan Family Foundation. I don't know, but they're very generous. More than $34,000 in it.
$34,000. Whose idea was that?
In addition to the time that they've given, Lynette Dowler and the DTE Energy Foundation, Tarini DiBastiani and the Salvation Army Metro Detroit Advisory Board and Wilman's Auxiliary, Alva Adams Mason and the Toyota Motor North America. We'll get to more of them, but our thanks to Tim Allen, Jim Vella and the Vella Strategic Philanthropy Group, John and Shelley Latella and the Legacy Fantasy Sports, and we'll get to more before we have to hit the door here. But we've got to get to traffic in the meantime as we await your calls at 833-SAL-HOPE or 833-725-4673. That's 833-725-4673. Michael Stutz standing by as we sprint to the finish with your help.
This report is sponsored by Merrill. With Merrill Guided Investing, you have the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Get started at merrilledge.com/investing goals. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner, and Smith Incorporated,
we
both
don't
a
have
registered
any
broker-dealer
guests,
and
correct,
investment
Laura?
advisor. Member
Coming out of
SIPC.
So
in
when we
Macomb
get
County, a
back at
disabled vehicle blocking the right
whatever
shoulder
that
on
is,
94
47.
eastbound after 26 mile. And also in Wayne County, upcoming construction on 94 in both directions between Connor Street and 75. That begins tonight
So,
at 9
Jackie,
p.m. All
if
lanes
you
scheduled
are
to close in
there-
both directions until 5 a.m.
Say again.
Yeah, I'm here, guy.
So, Jackie, if you are there, I got as far, we would pick up the list at Brian Godfrey and Pat Milliken Ford. If we want to come out of the gate and have Dick
Thank you.
run down some of those.
We just got them.
Yeah, good deal.
Can we go to the phone bank real quick too when we come back?
Sure.
Let's push that, and then we can do the thank yous. And
when will that be when we come back?
We will be back around. Is it going to be 47-ish, Mike?
So about 2-3 minutes.
Yes, I'll
Okay.
Oh, it'll be closer to 48.
Okay.
And we'll keep an eye out in the chat for the tote to read the tote, and
okay.
We will be back at 48:25.
Okay. And then what happens after we finish the list here? Or
Okay.
do we just partially?
We're getting an echo off of Jackie's mic, I think, now that she has joined your side.
No,
Just-
let me turn it. Okay, that's the speaker. How can we turn the mic? I don't even have my headphones with me.
well, then it must be an open mic on your computer.
All right, let me see if I can mute that. Hang on.
I'm sorry, I missed. Tim Allen said something earlier that I missed about
Let me see.
voices.
Camera mic. Let me try that.
What did he say?
I didn't hear.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it
pick up on
either.
that.
Is that better?
I'm still hearing it. I'm hearing an echo here too.
Speaker.
Yeah, I'm guessing Jackie's just too close.
Well, he's reading off my computer. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have you can't print her up.
Can you here? What if we do that? Hang on a second. I have an idea.
I could do it that way. It'd be better if we were over here, like sitting on that case there or something.
Yeah, I think Jackie just got muted, so I think that fixed it.
I did. I muted myself too.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be muted. She will.
Yep. So if she's muted, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I can read that.
Perfect.
Yeah, and so how many do you want me to read? If you have the same list.
You know, let's get let's get to the bottom of the page.
All right,
if you want to do half, take it to the Commander Kenneth Hodder, and then I'll finish the rest of the page, and we'll be done with that page, and we'll go back to it.
Hodder, is that Hodder? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Go as
Yeah,
far
I
as,
see it now. Okay.
Go halfway down the list or as far as you want, and I'll read along here, and I'll pick up wherever you leave off.
Okay, and then where do we go after that?
We're going to go to the call center first, but we're going to hammer the number mercilessly here.
Okay.
It's funny on Tim's new show, I can see what he's talking about is that the whole idea was for him to interact with the guys, and they have to do that virtually now instead.
Mm-hmm.
So he can't be with them while they're actually building this stuff. They were going to have them they're having them do it in their home shops rather than a shop that they've built for them, which would have been really a cool idea.
Amazing.
But,
we're coming back in 1 minute.
I love Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe show. Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
When all of them righteously conservative guys, and have been,
yes,
I'm kind of surprised that Tim hasn't shown up at CPAC or something like that. But that's going on down now in Orlando.
I know, it's true.
Kidney, bladder, prostate, pancreatic, lymphoma, leukemia, testicular, and neuroendocrine, then you should call us immediately because you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Call us at 800-931-0987. Our experienced attorneys will fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless we get a recovery in your favor. Time is limited to 5
minutes. Oh, really?
Now, 800-931-0987. Operators are standing by 24/7. 800-931-0987. That's 800-931-0987. Again, 800-931-0987.
You've got the 2021 Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund on WJR. Call and donate right now. 33-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365. Now back to more Guy Gordon.
Dick, we have only 10 minutes left to get to that goal of $1.6 million. And thanks to Jack and Annette Aronson and 3 consecutive $25,000 challenges, we've gotten considerably closer. Had $178,000 to make up at the beginning of this hour, but we need to get in the next 10 minutes that final $70,000. So
well, then would you give the slowly phone number there for us?
I will. Slowly. 833-725-4673.
Well done. We kid about that, but it's vitally important. There's no question about it.
It is. And, you and I get into our radio mode here and go so fast. Hey, we do want to say thank you to Richard from Troy, $255 donation. Keith from Rochester, thank you for your generous donation of $255. David from Sterling Heights, $120. That will do. We will feed 5 people for nearly a month. Thank you so much. You're doing great good with that. And Jacqueline from Warren, $760. A nice step towards that $1.6 million goal as we head to the finish.
Okay. We've got Jim Vella and the Vella Strategic Philanthropy Group, Brian Godfrey and Pat Milliken Ford, of course, very nice people. Sam Barry and Lefty's Famous Cheapsteaks, Hoagies and Grill. Also Paul Glantz and Archie Laverde and Imagine Entertainment. I hope I get that last name quite right. Suzanne Miller Allen and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Vibe Credit Union. Doug Bernstein, Plunkett Company. Salvation Army USA National Commander Commissioner Kenneth Hodder. And pick it up, Guy.
Herman Moore, our good friend from the Detroit Lions days, one of our sponsors today that we want to thank with Team 84. Lou LaPaw and the Ted Lindsay Foundation doing Ted's good works even after we lost him a short time ago. Courtney Gilliam and the Salvation Army Echelon Chapter. Mark Ridley and Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle with generous donations. Kim Stein and Michigan Financial Companies, they they do the comedy walk every year. Greg Russell and Russell Brothers City Tours, my good buddy from my Live in the D-Days, the Detroit Red Wings, and Tom Izzo and Michigan State University. Have you been watching what those guys have done? They took down Indiana and Illinois. When the closer we get to March, the more amazing things that Tom and that team does. And
it's scary for a while.
Yeah, and we were thinking that maybe they might not make the NCAAs this year. It would be missing that 22 season streak might end. We're going to keep our fingers crossed if they take down Maryland this week. I think they got one more top 5 team that they're going to play. If they can do that, they're going to be in the dance, and that will be a wonderful thing.
In the interest of equal time, how about Michigan over Ohio State a few days ago?
And didn't that feel
Wasn't that a good one?
Michelle from Flat Rock, a wonderful $240 donation. Let's keep it coming as we head to the hour. Only 6 minutes left here before we're going to have to hit the exit. Ronald from Roseville, $240. Diane from Macomb, $255. And
how about Ray Templin, the engineer, for setting all of this stuff up?
Amen to that. And thanks to all the guys behind the scenes. Mike Parsons spinning the dials back at back at WJR along with Laura Harrison. Where am I working today anyway? Katie Clan and the Contero Italian Market, thank you for your sponsorship and your help today. Althea Niner and Bullseye Telecom, thank you to your technicians. They set up this wonderful phone bank, which has been collecting these donations. Couldn't do it without them. Jamie Winkler, Chef Mike Block, the Salvation Army Eastern Michigan Harbor Light System that feeds all of these people. Big Al Muscovito, my former colleague Evrod Cassamy, Kim, an amazing recording artist, Christine Lottie, the wonderful actress, our folks at Franco, Public Relations, Summit, Marketing, Lieutenant Colonel John and Teresa Turner, the many officers of the Salvation Army, and of course, all of our friends and colleagues at News Talk 760 WJR. Thank you to all of you for making this happen. And those challenges are still in effect, Dick. We still have to make it to that finish line, and we're not there yet. So keep it coming, Detroit.
And we have our operators. I can see the first lady here, I believe it is, that she's not on the phone. But the rest of them, I can't, honestly. The lines are what they used to be, apparently. But anyway, keep the lines are open. They are at 833-SELL-HOPE. And I'm going to do it slowly. Again, that's 833-SELL-HOPE, or same thing, 833-725-4673.
And let's get to Lieutenant Colonel John Turner. John.
While we're in the process of saying thank yous, I just want to thank News Talk 760 WJR for really being the avenue for us to get this out to the public, and everybody who's taken us through this day, starting with Paul W. and then with Frank Beckman and then Mitch Album and then here with Dick and Guy. Thank you all so much for what you've done. And Dick, we've gone through this year the first time, I think, in many years without somebody very special to us, and that's Dale Johnson. And he's no longer with us, but we can certainly feel his spirit here with us today, helping us.
He was our right-hand guy for a lot of years. Yes.
Yeah. So and his wife Jill is here, and we just want to recognize her and all the work that Dale did on this. So thank you everybody who's been a part of this. It's been a wonderful day, and we're going to have a great total to come up here in a few minutes.
John, stand by. Dick, look at your screen. It's time for our tote. Our final tote. Did we make the $1.6 million goal? Read the number, Mr. Purtan.
Did we ever, Guy? How about $1,734,364? How about that?
I think $134,000 to the good, and all of the thanks go to you, our listeners.
That's exactly
on News
right.
Talk 760 WJR.
Yep.
You are the very definition of generosity,
That's
and
right.
we thank you.
God bless each and every one of you.
Much.
Thank you so much.
And Dick, we're going to make a date right now to do this. I don't care, come hell or high water. We're going to do it in person. And we will do this next year at the same time, and we will do our best with Metro Detroit's help And of course, all of our friends across the country that also donated, who watch on WJR.com and streaming. But we'll do better than that number because we know the need will still be there.
I'm calling Dr. Fauci right now. Not that I want to, but I am.
Well, if it may be a 3-mask day, but we'll still we'll still do it. You get your shot, I'll get mine, and we'll make sure that happens. And
I just last week I had to drive 700 miles round trip to get a shot.
Did you? And did you get it?
Yeah, 700.
Oh,
It happens.
Goodness. Well, we want to thank all of you for everything you've done to make this Radiothon for 34 years the envy of so many in the philanthropic world. But it all comes down to the soul of Detroit and the heart of Detroit and the generosity that you show each and every year. And we thank you.
Thank you.
So
You're very kind.
much.
Oh, I wanted to show we showed Donna, my wife I married last June, with the hair rollers. In her
By
hair.
all means, let's have an unveiling.
There's the
my
finished
goodness.
product right there. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dick, Donna. We love you. To the Purtan girls, Joanne, Jill, Jackie, thank you. To our team back at WJR.
Thank you, darling.
And to all of you listeners that made it happen. We'll see you next year.
Exactly
Take care
right.
and have a
Thank
wonderful
you, guys.
weekend.
Great job to all the guys. Thanks so much.
This report is sponsored by Merrill. With Merrill Guided Investing, you have the option to work with an advisor at a low cost and minimum. Get started at merrilledge.com.
Thank you, everyone.
Dick, fantastic. That's just terrific. And
You did a great job, guy. I mean, really great job.